This video is brought to you by the 9% and is powered by Petty Vision Productions. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
I can't wake nobody up. I'm here to unplug.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. God loves.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We're going to talk about it. But first, mic check, mic check. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? I had to make sure because I've been dropping the ball. I've been messing up, with the we good. I ain't listening to my live. But yeah, we in the building. Prayers After Dark, man. If y'all ain't subscribed to Prayers Other channel, hold on, brother. Let me put hold on, let me get to it. Drop that link in the chat. Because I'm a cook for probably about 10-15 minutes and not be in the chat. So let me get this. Oh, what's going on? Am I live? Oh no, what happened? Gary, what up though? Bronze, what up though? Mary B, what up though? Hey, I hope y'all can hear me all right. Tell my story. Yeah, definitely, prayers, definitely. Can y'all hear me okay? I got to make sure I ain't got my settings all messed up. Last couple days, this is a horrible beginning of a show. My bad to the replay supporters. Just skip through this to like the 3 or 4 minute mark. We should be, skip to the 5 minute and 30-second mark. We'll be good. Hold on. All right, yeah, go ahead and drop your link. Mary B is in the building. Yes, mic check is okay. Bet. All right, so I appreciate everybody. Give me about 10 minutes. I'm gonna just cook straight because I gotta get everything out my head. If I get distracted, it ain't gonna come out the right way, right? So tonight's show, they lied to you, right? And I want to talk about the soul because the most common perception is that we are human beings with the soul, right? That's how most people view things. We human, and yeah, we have a soul, and the things that we do in our human life, um, when we die, our soul is gonna be judged upon it, right? The actions that we physically do will determine where our soul go. That's how they teach us. That's how they taught us. Um, they lied to you. They lied. That don't even make sense, right? You're human with a soul, right? That's like saying there's a car with a driver in it. Think about what I'm telling you. You're human with a soul, meaning you have something within you, right? So that's like a car having a driver. The car has something in it controlling it. Because what do your soul do? Your soul navigates you, tell you yay or nay. You do what your heart's desire, right? You do what you feel is good. When you do something and it don't feel good, you feel bad. So we equate that into our internal guidance system, but this is the reality. Your soul having a human experience. Now, just flip it a little bit. What I'm saying, that's like you having a car and being able to drive it. The car becomes an extension of you. Our flesh, our human, what we do in this outside world, that's just an extension of what we are inside. Supposed to be. But that's not how people live. This is why so many outside influences can affect our inside. Other people can make us feel bad about ourselves. Other people can make us feel not loved. They can make us feel ugly. We can feel shameful because of what other people feel. That's because we are humans with a soul. We live in that flesh. All these biblical texts, all these ancient spiritual systems, what do they tell you? Neglect the flesh. The flesh is evil. Leave the material stuff. Why is everything telling you that? Go within. Even the Bible tells you to go within. We not only do we interpret things wrong, but we've been indoctrinated this way for a reason. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. But the point I'm trying to make is they lied to you because you are not a human with a soul. You are a soul having a human experience. The flesh, our flesh, what y'all know is the word, the physical me, is just an avatar. Because everything within comes out, and that's what powers it. That's what moves it. My thought moves it. My emotions move my body. So what's in me is expressed outwardly, but what's in me is determined by majority. Is determined by what's on the outside of me. That's the life we live in. We live in backwards. This is why most of us are depressed, anxious, stressed. We feel inadequate because we living outside ourselves. We're not living from the inside out. We living from the outside in. How that work? But it's for a reason. Because if you think about this, right? Artists, athletes, all these people have something within them that they express outwardly, right? And by doing that, they are able to accumulate wealth, fame, fortune. They're able to accumulate that because they're expressing what their inner heart desires. They're living from the inside out. Now, average person like us, we may have jobs that we passionate about, doctors, lawyers, jobs like that, careers, medical assistants. Some people have an inner desire to help people, so they feel the occupation. But people who go to work and ain't happy, you know why? Because they living from the outside in. They're not expressing their inner desire. They're not living their inner truth. 9 times out of 10, they're going against themselves. People take jobs that they don't want, they don't feel good about doing because they pay good money, because they get good benefits. They do that all the time. But listen, look and see how depressed those people are. That emotions, depression, all those lower emotions, that's your internal guidance system telling you, bro, you off. You off. This ain't what we supposed to be doing. They lied to you about that. What your emotions are. That's the language of your soul. Emotions, energy and motion. That's what emotions is. That energy is in motion, but which direction is it going? Is it going to a higher field or a lower field? If you're feeling bad, then that's where that energy is going. If you're feeling good, then that's where that energy is going. It's to help us understand and navigate it. Until we become in tune with self, our emotions, our guidance system. Until we find our way back to ourself. Find your way back to your higher self. Let me go into the chat real quick. Let me scroll up. Antisocial is in the building. What up, sis? I appreciate you. King Miller in the building. What up, King? Hey, man, I was watching a replay of that show, the movie night. I watched the first like 20, 30 minutes of it, and then I had to, start my live. The realest one is in the building. What up? My ninja, my ninja. Yeah, I fell asleep before we vamped out last night, bro. I think Anton went live too. I laid in the bed and passed out. Let me go check the comment. Make sure y'all link up with Prez too, man. He got a new After Dark channel, man. We over there. He going live tomorrow too at 11, 11:30. 11. He going so make sure we over there showing bro some love. It's some good man. I can't wait till you start dropping the link, bro. We're gonna have some good conversations over there, bro. And on Realist channel. Bro be dropping the link. We be having some good convos over there when my mic working right. I can't see this. Hold on, let me get my phone. Damn, I'm in that mode. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, I gotta highlight everything. Everybody just saying what up. I know Mary B said something. Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. Exactly. Hey, nah. DMX is this ties into what I was talking about earlier. Yes. And my wife was just asking me something. She asked me, she said, if our soul is internal, does that mean humans existed? Always existed? That's what she asked me. If my soul is internal, does that mean humans always existed? I won't say. I think the concept of the soul was to make the human flesh an avatar. So my understanding from that, what she asked me, ever since the soul existed, the flesh existed. 33 about to hit the stage. What up, my brother?
I was about to say, God damn, let me knock on the door. Damn, what's going on here?
Usually I get this beep when people come up. For some reason, in the last couple of weeks, they haven't been beeping. So, and my eye, bro, if you can see me right now, bro, my eyes is not working right. I can't even see the chat. And my I gotta hover over it to highlight it to read it. Like when you hover over it, it highlight.
You see what happened when you want to throw midgets all day? That's what happens. You can't see nothing now. It ain't petty time, but I'm gonna stay on subject. I'm just saying that's what happened. Don't leave them people alone. You ain't report to HR. You ain't do none of that, right? All right, cool. Mm-hmm. They gonna karma's a heifer, they say. But now, let me just stay on topic real quick, because at the end of the day, right? You was talking about how internal, everything's internal, right? Mm-hmm. We have to look at things always. Like I always ask people, what is your preference in a person? And 9 times out of 10, they always say something that's external, mm-hmm. right? Like the physical body for a man or a woman. They don't never say they gotta have a good heart. It's like it's expected of that to be, but you don't always get what you expect, right? So we always have that tendency of looking outside in because we live in this microwave society. So now, all right, they already got to have this. They already got to have that. They already got to have kindness. They already got common sense ain't even common anymore. So why do you expect everything internally to come to pass as soon as you see it? And a lot of times we don't see it in the first place, you know? So I definitely understand what you're talking about when it comes to the, coming to internal, external attribute.
And off of what you just said, this is just my own personal observation, right? But off of what you just said, most people look out the outside when you ask what's a preference, right? Me observing, just sitting back watching people, I hear people complain about other people so much, right? Like far as character, um, morals, values. And I used to wonder, like, why can't they identify that? And because them themselves aren't mature in certain areas. So if you, that's why people fall into these cycles because they haven't learned yet. And instead of fixing themselves first, they blame the outside instead of the inside. So, like, I had to understand, like, when I matured, I understood if I deal with people that's immature, that's my decision. And I have to live with the consequences and repercussions. So, and the sad reality is, and this is just my observation, um, a lot of people haven't matured mentally or spiritually or emotionally. If you want to equate it, I equate spirit with emotion, but I equate spirit with consciousness. So mentally, I equate emotionally to the soul. So they haven't matured in those two areas. So physically, they have. And a lot of times, people, like I said, they focus on the outside more than the inside. So it becomes material. Like I heard someone bragging about designer flip flops, and I'm looking like, I'm from one of them hoods where people have nice cars and fucked up homes, right? And you always wonder, like, why don't you just get a better house first? You're gonna be there more than the car. So why would you make sure your car look better than that? That never made sense to me. But when I matured, I understood. Even back then, as a child, I was more mature than a lot of adults around me.
Yeah, because even when you think about certain things, right? You said your conscience, right? If your
Mm-hmm.
conscience is controlling your emotions, that's why your conscience will always be your first preacher, right? So if you know you ain't supposed to steal that bag of chips, your conscience gonna tell you, what are you doing? See, everything starts from within. People don't really grasp that or understand it. The Bible even tells you be of the world, but not in it.
And
Meaning that if you continue to do the things that's within the world, you're gonna be consumed by those negative attributes. Because if you understand that the world, prince of the world, is not of a good attribute, you understand that you're gonna be consumed by the negativity of said world. So you have to understand that's the battle that's within each and every one of us every day. Good versus evil. Asians may say yin versus yang or whatever have you, but that battle of good and evil is always within you. It's never outside of you unless it comes from the inside of a person and being displayed outside.
definitely. And like even like when people they I love philosophy. So even breaking down that concept, um, I don't see duality in it. So I had to understand because the philosophy of it you can philosophize, right? Don't be of the world, but we are the creators of this world, and if we are here to create, I have to be of it. But if I'm in it, then I'm just existing. So I always say, don't be in it, recreate it. Create your version of the world. Create your own reality. And the only way you can do that is by mastering your own thoughts and emotions. That's the only way. Because if not, other people control it. That's why they have us think before we feel. Like, even like a common concept in psychology is thoughts create emotions, right? That's true, because they tell you how the outside affect the inside, but that doesn't make it right. One shouldn't control the other one. They should have balance, because they both work with one another. If you combine the two, have them. That's like the feminine and the masculine energy matching, because we equate our thoughts to logic and our emotions to feelings. And if you look on the outside of us, because everything on the inside is just a reflection, what reflects that? The woman with the emotions, the man with the logic. Now, if we look on the outside and we can see how those two can work harmoniously together and what that can accomplish, imagine what happens if we do that on the inside. Because when our mind is racing, it's dominating over our emotions. When our emotions in overdrive, it's dominating over our thought process. That's why one should not be in control of the other, because too much of anything is bad. So if one is on overdrive, the other one is taking a passenger seat.
Wow. Yeah, I'll go with that, because even with, like, we supposed to be talking about mental health. This is mental health month, right? Let's look at anxiety, right? When you look at anxiety, there's good anxiety and bad anxiety. But when your anxiety's been so tampered with, it can't tell the difference between the good or the bad. It just knows it's anxiety. It's gonna react to that anxiety. You might be your anxiety might be so bad that you getting excited about a sporting event, but your body reacts to it as a negative attribute or a negative attack on your mind. You see what I'm saying? That's what you mean by the too much of a thing could be a bad thing. Because if you really look at that, it's like it's super crazy. That's why, anxiety today is totally different. Look at all the kids. I've never seen so many teenagers have these type of situations, even in our time, even in my time. We could never, even if we could express it, we didn't know what it was, right? But we found a way to get through it. We were just weird kids back then. We do things. All right, we upset. We go outside. We gonna go play tackle football on the street, on the cement, or something crazy like that, right? But these kids, they don't have that. They have that anxiety. I gotta play a game. Then when they play the game, now they unplayed it so much. Now they don't have no energy to do nothing else. Their anxiety is so negative that they don't even get excited about nothing. And then when they do get excited about something, it attacks them in a negative aspect. So you got to understand where all of this is coming from. It's inside out, not outside in.
And that's Real Spill. What up, sis? Dee. Hey, shout out to Real Spill. Make sure y'all go check her out, man. We be jamming over there. Sis is all positive energy over there. She don't play none of that foo stuff. She just real, raw, and direct. And I love going over there, having conversations, and just jamming out with her. So definitely go check out Real Spill. But yeah, bro, this is this is what I've been trying to show people. Like, I understand. I'm just trying to find more ways to explain it, right? And someone, I got in the conversation like 3 days ago, like, oh, we're humans with a soul, and what we do physically determines where our soul goes. And I'm like, all right, man, if you want to rock with that, but how does that make logical sense? How does that make logical sense? If the soul is eternal and the flesh is only temporary, why is the flesh more important than the soul? I mean, I don't care what no, I'm just saying, like, I don't care what any books say. I don't care what anyone says. I'm watching how people live, how history was written. You can say, oh, there's so no, that's not where we're going. That's not why our laws are the way they are. No, the flesh is more important. And I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. I was actually having that conversation in the IG chat. And shout out to Vegan Kitty. She was like, "You need to teach that right there, bro. That right there." She was sending me clips, and I was, I'd be breaking them down sometimes. We had a conversation, start talking about like the third dimension, how we supposed to be in the fifth, shifting to the sixth, but we stuck in the third because some people can't elevate. You know, there's a chapter in the Bible where it says, in Revelations, I believe, when it says those who are not from heaven can never go there. Right. So equating that to this conversation, it's some people who can sin and some people who can't. Like I said, there are soulless people walking around here. So you can't ascend a soul if it's not there to ascend in the first place. In the Bible, it tells us the seed of the serpent and the seed of Eve will be at constant conflict. The serpent didn't have a soul. Soul was given to God's people. Now the serpent had a seed, though. And if you understand the language of that time, the seed meant children. That's what the word seed meant, was children. So if the serpent has children, you can be spiritual or metaphysical all you want, but it was telling you right there are so, and we can observe that it's people who do some of the most despicable things to another human and don't feel nothing. You can't say that is of God or it has a soul. Those, we say people are soulless. Like this, I mean, so those people can't sin. So by not being able to sin, Lisa J. Stocks, what's up, though? By not being able to sin and those people being soulless, they tend to control things on the physical plane because there's a reason why melanated people. I'm not saying it's better or worse than that. I'm just saying people with melanin, those people are some of the most forgiving people on the planet. And I'm not just talking about black people. Look at any person with melanin. A lot of these indigenous tribes who get eliminated, exterminated. These were peaceful people. They wasn't trying to fight back. Half of them. You start looking at half of these, and they wasn't fighting back. Some of us fought back. Some indigenous people didn't. They just took it because they understood. They understood.
That's funny. Look how like, oh Lord, wow, right? Like let's look at the natives that sold the island for $24. What was it was 24, whatever it was, 24, whatever, $24, something like that. Those were melanated people. The white man came and brought New York for $24. Way back then, from them Indian people. They were melanated people. See, the fact, that's why, I know we had that conversation before why women were not were less valued, right? But when you was in that melanated state way back then, you was so in tune with nature and your spirituality that a lot of things didn't need to be said. And so as time going along, and the serpent got up in there and dragon punched some people and came and populated the world. Now we losing our spirituality. Now we become fleshly beings, and now the fleshly beings think that being flesh is natural instead of being spiritual is natural.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the change of balance occurs. So instead of you understanding what your spirit is saying, even though your conscience is trying to fight it, your flesh becomes important because you start to listen to said flesh, which is why flesh is leading over the spirit and the emotions and the souls of your body. And that's where we are today.
And to even prove the point I'm trying to make, it's a reason why rich people can be sad and poor people can be happy, bro. If you talk to a bum that's fine with being a bum, living their life, you can watch them on, they got series out. All their joy comes from internal. You know, like Intrinsic said, you got to get to joy. Joy is internal, happiness is outside. You got to get to the part where you release and joy. This is why I believe in self improvement, because and helping self first. Because if you can fill yourself up with abundance, what happens? It overflows. You have no choice but to affect the outside world. And I think that's the most powerful way, because that shit will be so potent because it resided inside you. Now it's not you pouring it out, it's oozing out, it's spilling out,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But you can't do that if it's not in you. Only thing that's gonna come out of you is within you, and that works. That philosophy right there has so many aspects because okay, the only thing that's gonna come out of you is what's in you. So what's in you and how did it get there? Now we gotta ask questions.
Oh, it's
Why do
born
you
in
think
you.
why do you think the way you think? Why do you feel the way you feel? People don't ask these questions. Why do I believe in what I believe in? Is it because my experience or is it because I've been told this my whole life? Because I went to school and learned it. Is that why I believe this, or is it something that I personally experienced and observed? And even if I did that, how did I observe it? Did I observe it with my keen sense or something I was indoctrinated with? Do I look at things? I mean, you can have an experience, right? You can have, say, a white guy and a black guy have an experience with one another.
Mhm.
And say the experience go bad, right? Experience go bad. Well, before that experience, what did you know about each other? First time they ever experienced each other. Well, I only knew what this person told me. So going into that experience, you already had a preconceived notion of what things are. So guess what? You created the situation. It was already tense before it began. But if you both go in with your own mindset, the experience will be different.
Yes, me, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. How you doing? Good morning. Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
When a revelation occurs to you, where does it hit? You understand my question?
My heart,
When you
honestly.
right,
Oh, I'm
when a
sorry. Go ahead.
revelation occurs. No, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to make it as plain as possible. All right, does it hit the mind? Does it hit your soul? What does it hit when a revelation
It,
occurs?
for me, it hit my heart first. I always feel it. Like, and then I use my mind to make sense of it.
Okay,
But it's more
so
of a like I know something. It's a feeling, and then it's like my mind have to clear it up. Like I understand what you said because it's usually it's a thought and you feel like um, oh, it's like you have an epiphany, right?
right,
Because it's an actual thought. The revelation is an actual thought, but with that thought, like I analyze, right? So there's no judgment or really compartmentalization. I don't deem things good or bad. They just exist. And I understand if it's for me or not. Like I literally had to program myself like that. And the more you do something, the more it becomes a behavior. So that's just how I process things. I can see something that everyone is disgusted by and not even like watching that Cassie and Diddy thing, right? First thing I noticed, like, damn, he was in the shower and she tried to leave. I'm wondering what happened. I don't agree with nothing he did. I think it's despicable. I would never do it. But when I see stuff like that, I have more questions. Then you hear they told her to do this, they do that. So it's like these people knew he was abusing this girl and they felt powerless to do anything. So they were just suggesting. They didn't say, hey, we can protect you and put you here or here. You're just telling her to leave and go somewhere else. And I'm like, damn. I mean, so you see how all so it's giving me a bigger like people say, oh, that's wrong what Diddy did and Diddy. No, you don't truly understand. You don't truly understand. Like this man had a whole hotel shook. That's power. You got a man jumping around in a flashy suit And all these gangster hardcore rappers, they afraid of that man. So it's easy to say do this or do that. You know, I'm happy she got out alive. And then that make you think of other things. All the other rumors, like they make you think. And it's possible.
Yeah. It's just the fact that, you know, like you said, everything oozes out of you, right? Because you have that abundance. But it's more importantly that all of that abundance has to be stored somewhere. That's why I always say that people have to understand that you are a storehouse. Whatever entity that you allow to take over, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, it starts within you. So you have an abundance of whatever it is that you want to contribute, or whatever, however you want to look at it. If you got abundance of joy, it's within you. You say it oozes out of you, but it allows you to pour into people. It allows you to share the things that you have, but it always comes from within you, right? Just like those people that have that chaotic side. For whatever reason, they have the abundance of that inside of them. Right, wrong, or different. You are a storehouse. The more that you work on or build or save or store that entity or that energy that you have, you store it inside of you. If you got that chaotic energy, it's inside of you. If you got that joy, it's inside of you. If you got that love, it's inside. All of that is inside of you, and it has nowhere else but to come up, all the way up. Right? That's how it was said. Right? All the way up. So that's how I do it. It rises. It rises. It rises. Just like water, it boils and boils and boils and boils out. Sometimes when you got that fire on high, it just flows out. Now you got water all over your stove because your fire is super high. So we have to understand that, you know, you got to control that. You got to manage it. You got to keep it in the middle. That's the balance of things in life. But the more that you leave things on high, it'll overflow into a position in places that may not be ready to consume that type of thing. So we have a lot of work to do when it comes to that.
Now think about this. Let me show you what balance does, right? Because even the question that you asked, the reason, like emotionally, it helps me. Understanding the emotion helps me get to the point of logically thinking. Because first I have to have peace with the emotion behind it to even logically think. Like you said, when people are out of control, think about when people can't control their emotions. What are they not doing? They're not thinking. And I think when we have these people in power and they logically thinking and they making decisions, what are they lacking? The emotional aspect. That's why they make logical decisions, and it hurts people. People get put in bad positions, but that's a consequence of business, right? That's the casualties of war. You know, people go get hurt, but logically it makes sense. But emotionally, like, hold on, bro, these are human lives, and they just expendable like that. How is a human life expendable, bro? That should be the most precious commodity on this earth is us. We are the creator. We put everything on this earth. We were put on this earth to go fruitful. Fruitful does not mean having a lot of kids. Fruitful means to grow, to plant more and grow more, to expand. That's what fruitful means. So we're supposed to be on here creating and building. So how is anything we create or build more precious than the creator, as my father would say? The creation cannot be more important than the creator. Are we more important than God? That energy, that entity of God, are we more important? So how is anything we create more important than us? How do we value that? Because we're living from the outside in. We don't have balance. You're going to be unstable in one way, either thinking or feeling. That's the common thread with people.
Wow. Now you were saying something about energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you were saying it can energy go in in a circle and not like it don't elevate, it don't decrease, but can energy just go in a circle?
That's what we
Like
call
no
a
increase, no
cycle.
decrease.
That's
Okay.
what we call a cycle. I mean, energy can exist in any space, but energy has patterns too. It's patterns. Like look, our heart has a rhythm. Our breathing has a pattern. Everything that exists has a natural pattern. I
So
mean, that's
energy
just
can
like one of
go
the laws.
energy can go in a circle until until it elevates or it decrease, correct?
Until existence stops, I guess, because energy is internal. Energy doesn't die. It doesn't. It just transfers. So as long as there's existence, there will be energy. So
Okay.
depending on that pattern, um, yeah, that's the pattern of energy go take.
No, because I was putting that into a scriptural being, like when the people of Israel wandered in the wilderness for 40 years. So all that energy was just circling and circling and
Mm-hmm.
circling. That thing had to die out and then become a new site, a new place of energy for them to go forward, right? So even when we go like that's more the mental health issue that I wanted. I'll probably speak about. I don't know when, but it's that cycle right there because once that cycle keep turning and turning and turning, that for me that leads to the depression and when
It
depression
builds
hits,
up. Yeah, the
right?
momentum of the energy, the force of the energy builds up, and depending on which direction is expressed, so we can say it like that. Because again, when you are in those low frequencies of energy, what we not thinking. So when we express, when it comes out of it, it's not channeled through the two parts. It's only channeled through one. So that's the expression that you get. So if it's higher, it'll be a love, but in the conversation, like you explain it, is depression. So it goes low.
And
So
it's just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there, and then even when a little spark come, that spark means nothing because your soul is that dead. It's not registering. So it's like it's on the lowest frequency possible. So it's like and that's where the depression comes in. I mean that's why it lingers because it has to take a very large a jolt to spark that thing to rise to elevate. You know, even if you put affirmations in there that you're not even saying it with no strength. It's that weak. It's that low. I
mm-hmm.
am going to
and
overcome. You sound like you falling asleep trying to say I'm gonna overcome. I am gonna because it has no energy behind it. There's no strength behind it. So people got to understand that this duality or this balance is very necessary in order for us to either rise or fall. Right?
or
If
fall.
if Yeah, because either way, something has to either pull you up or it's going to pull you down. So you got to understand why balance is a necessity in your life. And if there's no balance in your life, you're always going to be wishy washy. You're not going to be strong enough to say, you know what, I apologize, or you know what, I appreciate you for picking me up, or whatever it is, because there's no balance, no balance in your life. So that's why we got to keep looking within to fix ourselves up.
My bad. I highlighted her name, but I do not believe I said, "What up, though, Commander? What up, Nine? Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you." The
Commander
Minister
HR
of General
report yourself.
Defense. Y'all gonna leave my commander alone.
You
Leave my
did it.
commander
Y'all
alone.
did that. Y'all
House
got her in
first.
this mess.
Before D, that's what I'm saying, Mary. Dang, I went way up. My bad. I missed y'all comments, man. My eyes ain't working right tonight. Been a little off all day, but we here. We right here. We ain't going anywhere. We right here. Shout out to the legend, DMX, forever. Man, that man was like an intricate part of my life, bro. I went through so much stuff with DMX, man. DMX got me through some dark days, believe it or not, man. DMX.
Yeah, but see, even with that, he was fighting. Look, he was fighting so hard to give out a positive word that he drained himself and not even look for himself. He's not even taking care of himself. You see what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that we talking about. You so busy worrying about we as people. We all do this. I know I do this a lot. You so busy pouring into people. You so busy trying to get somebody else up that you at the bottom of the damn river about to be you're stuck in a little crusty ass sand water because you gave everything. You pushed everybody else up, and by you pushing everybody else, you pulling yourself down at the same time. All because your balance was so far off that you wasn't even willing to worry about yourself. We as people have to really understand that we got to take care of ourselves, because at the end of the day, even though somebody may be there to pick us up, we got to have the strength to grab their hand to be pulled up in the first place.
Exactly. My bad. I'm just looking something up real quick.
Yeah. That's why I was saying earlier, we be misreading things, right? Because the things could be right in front of you, but as soon as you take a letter out and change the letter, instead of live, it's love. But you can't love without living. You see what I'm saying? So now when you do that, you take a whole thing away and make that one word useless now, because we misread that one little word. The sentence means nothing because we misread that one word. That action that a person did was misread. They was trying to help you, but you talking about they try to squeeze your hand by shaking your hand. No, they were just trying to show you, how you doing. They was greeting you, but you trying to say they harmed your hand. All because we misreading a situation or a moment or an action. We gotta, it's the fact that there's something off within us for us to misread that type of thing. We don't want to see the red flag. We look past the red flag, or we think we could fix the red flag instead of just reading it for what it is.
Let me ask you something. Is this more because that question you asked, now I'm breaking down the whole process of the way I do things. I guess, will this be more beneficial? Like maybe people can put it more into practice. Use your thoughts to understand your feelings and use your feelings to understand your thoughts. Is that an easier way to say how one should work with the other versus just using them separately? Like when something, like you said, a misunderstanding. Like if somebody in the chat was like, just said something and I took offense to it, it makes more sense for me personally. I'm just talking me before I respond or react, to use my logic to understand why that made me feel that way, and vice versa. Go ahead.
No, because that would go back to the balance, or what you would say duality, right? So somebody, for example, somebody was to say, you know what, word, you're not making no sense. You ain't read that right. And the first thing you do is be defensive. What the hell are you talking about? I see this shit in front of me. Instead of saying, you know what, help me understand what you said, right? The first thing a lot of people do is be defensive because that's all we know. Somebody's coming in, somebody's after us, somebody's trying to attack us, somebody trying to pull a fast one over us. Instead of having that balance to say, well, help me understand what you said. Now, if you don't understand that after the fact, you can agree to disagree. But if you don't have that balance, you probably say, all right, whatever, and in the back of your mind, curse the person out. You see what I'm saying? All because there's no balance in the thing, because you're listening to react instead of you're hearing to react and not listening to understand. That's the balance that we're talking about. So you're supposed to listen to understand, and then say, you know what, I get you, or I don't get you. But we so eager to attack a question or break down the question instead of just understanding it. And that's where a lot of the problems go left for a lot of people. That's why arguments occur, disagreements, misunderstandings, all because of that one little process of misreading what's really being said.
I see that right there. It sums up a lot of how I interact with people, because just I believe in understanding if you can adequately communicate with a person, and if you can't, then you're wasting your time. My emotions, I don't like feeling certain ways, right? I don't like being in confrontation, arguing. I don't like the way it feels. It don't feel right. So to prevent that, I have to logically think. Sometimes the attention of a person can be just to argue. Some people literally engage in conversation to argue with other people. So if I know I don't like arguing and it make me feel bad, why would I have a conversation with a person and that's their intention is to argue? So who was wrong? Am I to say?
Go ahead.
I mean, for me to even consider, because I look at accountability. If I know this triggers me, then I can't engage in it. That's just me.
Right.
If the person come engage with me, then it's still my responsibility to disengage. That's just me. This is how I keep myself out of trouble. I had to come up with a plan, like literally, bro. Like, because no one likes to feel disrespected. No one likes to feel devalued or anything like that. So the natural reaction is to be defensive.
Okay.
If I'm getting attacked,
we got a question. Well, finish your comment, but we got a question in the chat.
A disagreement and an argument.
Right.
A disagreement, for me, is misunderstanding, misinterpretation, different perspectives, right? Argument is I'm right and you wrong and I'm right. I mean, just my interpretation. Like, argument is more, okay, even if you say argument is a fight, a disagreement is more of a debate. But a disagreement can turn into an argument, and an argument can turn into a disagreement. It just depends on the parties.
I don't agree with that one, because the argument is a higher elevation, right? So let's, like right now, let's say we're having a disagreement right now, and we're talking like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's a full blown argument, octanes is elevated. The aggression is elevated. You could disagree in a low tone, but you could never argue in a low tone, right? You could try and keep it as quiet as possible. Like, oh, we can't be yelling, but the kids is there. Sometimes that'll just take right off. Boom. What the hell you talking about? Shut up, the kids is here. I don't care. That's why some people go in, even if they argue in the shower, they got something, but they raise their voice. That's not a disagreement. That's an argument. The disagreement, you can be like, well, whatever. No, I'm just saying, no, I don't agree with you, but this and this. But once it goes into an argument, everything elevates. Your frustration elevates, your anger elevates, all of that elevates to a higher level of frustration. You can disagree in a low frustration, but you arguing in a high frustration. Emotions get higher when you're arguing than in a disagreement. You could balance your emotion in a disagreement, but an argument, it'll take you to another level. You're more redder in an argument than a disagreement.
Right. So let me ask you this: have you ever started an argument and it turned into a disagreement? You was able to come to an understanding?
No.
Like emotions started high. Okay. And see, I think that's why, that's why I said it depends on the individuals, because I have been in arguments that turned into disagreements because of misunderstanding. Something happened, emotions are high, you yelling and screaming, and then one person listens and it turns into, okay, damn, I understand it wasn't intentional, but it happened. Okay, cool. We can rectify. I've got shot at, right? Emotions all high, went and got my people knew they people, so I had to calm down. It was a misunderstanding. They paid for the car to get fixed, and we moved on from it.
Well, you from that weird part. You from that weird area. Y'all pulling things out over a disagreement. We ain't pulling that thing out. You know what I'm saying? It's different, like you said, right? But we understand when you in an argument, oh man, the only way you calm it down is if you walk the hell out the door. You shut that, man, all right, whatever. And you walk out the door, and it's going to take you about 10 minutes to walk around the block for you to come back and have the disagreement again. See what I'm saying? You gotta turn down. Oh, well, since you turned down, I'm going to turn down. That's not what I wasn't saying that. I was just saying that now you got a disagreement because now y'all turned it down. That emotion got lowered, right? But you from the D, y'all get an emotion. Y'all think that's turning up. So y'all just Detroit. Yeah, that's what y'all do.
We
that's
pop
how
possums.
Yeah,
we pop possums for tearing up the garbage. We don't play that.
Right. Look, in the world, that's what a possum looking for. Something to eat. You want to tear the possum up? Nigga, you tear that garbage up.
Target practice. I'm just playing. That's a joke, YouTube. Bad joke. Honestly, I would say even in disagreements, I feel that disrespect can exist even in disagreements because
no doubt. I agree with that.
Because a lot of time that's what's tapped into. The person feel disrespect. I just like bro said, is the elevation of emotion. I believe and even this we agree to disagree. I believe arguments can turn into disagreements, and disagreements can elevate to argument. It's just predicated upon the individual involved. I mean, if you get two cool-minded people who don't want to lose everything, yeah, emotions might get high, but if they can, if they get me, like even though I feel something, I always think like, okay, if I do this, then okay, I can do it. I can walk away.
Okay, now I'm just gonna read Anti. She said an argument causes the disrespect. I'm a disagree with that because in order for the argument to occur, you must feel disrespected in order for your thing to elevate.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the disrespect leads to the argument.
Yeah. That's what elevates
the argument. You know what I mean? Like
then you got levels of that. You got levels of disrespect because it can be something that's shallow, or it can be something that's important to you.
Like for example,
it can be. Oh, I was about to say it can be disrespectful for calling me an N-word, but calling my kids an N-word, that's a different level to me. That's just my own personal perspective. Like if you call it to me, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's disrespectful, but I don't really care. But when you dealing with things that I love, then I care. I look at it a different way. So,
for example, if I turn around and say, if you say, "Yo, Gary, your breath stink," and I say, "Your mama," you just disrespect my mama. Like he's talking like that's gonna cause the argument all the time.
And then, but see now,
like, where you going with this? Like, nigga, I'm talking to you. No, man, fuck you. Don't fuck your mama. Don't fuck you. There you go. The soul is coming out. Pull them out. You see what I'm saying? So there are times that a disrespect do occur in a disagreement, and they'll elevate it. I understand what Anti is saying as well, but a lot of the time, the disrespect it's rooted in the disagreement. It just elevates. It rises in the argument. So I totally get. That's the only thing that I get what you're saying. It's agreeable, but that's like a 50-50 thing. And that's more opinionated than like a factual thing. You know what I'm saying? So instead of people just disagreeing and leaving it at that, a lot of people want to make their point clear. So that also leads into a disrespect because, why are you raising your voice? We're only having a conversation. Who the fuck are you talking to? You see what I'm saying? There you go. You don't talk to me like, there you go. It's rising up into an argument, right? Instead of just saying, you right, I'm wrong. It takes us an argument to come back down to the disagreement. So we'll go from a disagreement to an argument back down to a disagreement. It's like a little roller coaster, up, down scenario. But that's why I said we all have to. It's like Word says all the time. You got to have emotional. You gotta be able to control your emotions. But a lot of the times, that thing slips out there and we be forgetting it. I don't care how great you are. You can always slip into that situation to where, man, fuck you. Oh wow, how you talking to me? And then it goes to that route.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like I have a high level of emotional intelligence, but we having a human experience, so if things ain't balanced within, you can be stuff can happen outside easily. You can be influenced. When you having like internal issues, you open yourself up to be influenced from the outside. So there's been times where I felt, I don't want to use the term depressed because I feel like I felt low, right? And then something happened and made me feel lower. Something on the outside, not something on the inside, but something on the outside. And usually with me personally, where I'm at now in life, when things happen on the outside, I just analyze it. I don't feel no way about it. But when I'm already feeling messed up, it has the potential. That's when I was talking about portals. When you have balance, you balance. So I always say I don't get too high and I don't get too low. That's because I'm balanced. But when you ruminating in one of those frequencies, the outside has the potential to influence, even the good.
Yeah. But that's a very good, shout out to Anti for bringing that point up because, it's very understandable how, things could be proportionated things can be pulled out of character and out of order. And her point was, it don't have to be that way. But, a lot of the time in a disagreement, people's pride and ego gets in the way. And that definitely is going to elevate that into that argument that you don't even want. So you got to make sure that person calms down and that person does this and that to where that argument can be de-escalated back into a normal disagreement as much as possible.
Tay Eats is in the building. What up, Nine? Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you.
So yeah, it's just so much that happens, and when all of this is occurring, it the soul is trying to balance everything out and trying to control this attribute from that attribute, and sometimes the thing be moving so fast that it don't have the strength to control it. And then the whole spiritual aspect, your soul, everything is out of whack. that's when a person really comes out of character. And a lot of the time, some people, they soul is so intertwined with that thing that it don't move nothing. See what I'm saying? You stuck. That's where the, excuse me, the mental health issues come in at. So that's why it's always good to continue to work at that thing. Because, like I said, you can be depressed and something great happens to you and it won't even budge you. You be like Eeyore, all right. You know what I'm saying? You be stuck where you at. Ain't you excited? Yeah, I'm excited. No, you can't. No, you stuck where you at.
It says like
See what I'm saying?
ego. Leticia,
Man,
what up, sis? Shout out to
it's a whole,
Leticia.
yeah. Good morning. That's just how this thing go, man. Because we be stuck in our own little world, and our energy be so drained out that it's like, like nah, like even like we was joking about it yesterday. Like, how the hell Eeyore that damn depressed chicken running around, jumping around,
Mm.
bouncing around? He got all this damn energy, but you depressed. Like, what world do y'all live in? It just goes to show you how imbalanced your environment can be. You got one person that's happy, one person that's depressed, one person that has joy, and one person that has misery. But y'all all in the same circle. How could that be possible? Like, you got two parents and four kids, and all four kids got different attributes from a two family home. How did that happen? You see what I mean? Like,
Now,
we
let me
don't
tell
even
you
look at
this,
this that way.
because you said the parents. Do you know how? That's how I look at when I'm not gonna say mental illness. I don't want to make it seem like a whole spiritual aspect that people disconnected from their internal. But I will say that when we talk about residing into one, either the mental or the physical, I look at that as a divorce. Like, you know how when your parents divorce, you don't have the mother and the father anymore. Now you just learning or depending on one. And that's how it is when our mind and our heart are divorced from one another, when they're not working with one another. One is not there to balance the other one out. So it's just one
Right.
on overload. So a lot of times, like when we are emotionally driven, like it can be good, but it usually leads to someone's detriment. And same thing mentally. We see all these great d- conquerors. They didn't have emotions. They were thinking what made sense for their country was to dominate all these other countries. And to dominate, you had to, take some people out. So it made sense to them. But
Mm.
there was no emotion involved. So when we become disconnected, it's like the mother, the heart, the father, the mind are disconnected. So what is that going to produce? An unbalanced child. And that's what we see in people. We see unbalanced children because their internal mother and father is not connected. They divorce.
Mm. Yeah. Because even if you know one can't feed the other the strength that it needs. For example, we always say a mother can't raise a boy. So what's going to happen? 9 times out of 10, the boy may have strength, but the strength of emotion may overcome his mental strength. See what I mean? Like, nah, now
Mhm.
you just an emotional kid, but you're supposed to have emotional balance and strength, but your emotion kicks in because that's all you see. That's your environment. So now you gotta find a way. That's why a lot of the men or boys going out there in the streets, and who do they hang out with? They just surround the fellas all daggone day. And sometimes you see the depression or thing to that level that they stay around those people 40, 50 years. Now you don't want to leave your town. You got a chance to move somewhere. I ain't leaving my people. My people good. You ain't leaving them people because that's what you're accustomed to now. So now you stuck. You get stuck to your neighborhood, but you're getting stuck to that male figure that you felt that made you a man or help you become a man, which is crazy. But that's just how some of the thought process is, because your soul and your mind is out of tune with one another.
Mhm. And again, when we even going back to the Bible, it was a reason God told Eve, the seed of the serpent will be at constant conflict. That's saying our souls will be, what's the duality? Have and have not. The female, again, is representing the soul. If you don't come
Right.
from that great mother, that God divinity, you don't have a soul. So as soulless people, we all have avatars. You all have
Mhm.
conscious, that's God. We all have God within us, but we all don't have the mother. And I'm gonna go on Rumble and I'm gonna show, because I told Tay we was gonna talk about the show, God having a wife. We're gonna talk about that, right? And even explaining that aspect, of not having the soul, not having that divine feminine aspect within you. You soulless. That's what the female, the soul represents, is the female aspect of it. God is the conscious, that blue life and animated. That's the spirit of God. But there's a reason they took the woman out the Bible. There's a reason they started to take different aspects of female out of spirituality. But shit, wow. Like, damn, y'all
Yeah.
don't like women. What y'all trying to hide, bro? That's what I get to thinking. What you trying to hide?
But that's why, even when we had that topic that day, I just kept, throwing it out there. I don't care y'all call me a simp. It just makes sense, right? In order for the earth to be nurtured, you don't have to tell the how to nurture the earth. That's why she's Mother Nature. You ain't got to tell her what to do. She gonna do her job. The more that a female continues to be feminine, you don't have to tell her nothing. She understands what she needs to do. Not to say she submitted. She just understands what she needs to do. She ain't gotta submit. She gonna know what she needs to do. That's why that word submission is so harmful to a female that's not in her femininity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the imbalance of the Trinity that's inside of you, mind, body, and soul. Why is that? Because you've been told that you have to fend for yourself, and when you fend for yourself, it's not a nurturing thing. You get a survival of the fittest. If you just depend on your nurturing attributes, you can't survive.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you come out of yeah, you're gonna come out of character. You're gonna pick up that masculine energy, and that thing is gonna stay with you for a while. And that nurturing aspect of a woman, it gets buried inside of you.
And vice
That's like
versa
when a
for a
woman,
man.
absolutely. But
it,
that's like when a woman says, "I need a man to make me become feminine." How could a man make you feminine? He would have to force something out of you. He would have to force that on you when you could just have that your own way. And a man, I need a woman to make me feel secure. You're supposed to have that security yourself.
uh-huh.
But we do so much to get away from the trinity of ourselves, the mind, body, and soul, that everything is out of proportion.
And that's predicated to this conversation too, because I want you to think about what you just said. You know, the mass majority of people, if they do it consciously or subconsciously, are indoctrinated to allow the outside to influence the inside, and that's what I was just talking about. If you need somebody to make you feel some way, then you're living backwards. You're living outside in. You're trying to fill yourself up with the things on the outside, and we know a lot of the stuff on the outside ain't good for us, mentally,
Sure ain't.
physically, and spiritually. It is just not good for us. So we have to watch what we consume. So if we have to watch what we consume, you know what a lot of people start doing? Start producing. And that's the only thing. Like, I don't like when I hear people talk about like the school systems unfair, this is unfair, that why don't we create our own? That's why I be on that shit. Not to I feel like if it's made, we can create it. We didn't create it. Half of the things we're working under people doing the same things we can be doing for ourselves. We make big businesses run. So what if we did that for ourselves? That's the only thing I'll be saying. Like people be
We
trying
do
to
more
fight
than
a
that.
system. Like now ride with me on this. People be trying to fight a system and begging and pleading to treat me right instead of creating their own goddamn system. That's what kind of I can't. I wish I could do it by myself, but I can't. But at least I'm
No,
trying to plant that seed. Like we operate, we can do our own. And you look at other cultures, they come here, build their own cities. Don't nobody bother them. They get respect. Why? Because they did it within the system. Instead of
but
asking for support, just create your own.
here's the thing with that, right? They come in. All right, look at this for example, right? You got the migrants, right? We're gonna use the migrants real quick. The migrants come in, they get to do what they need to do. They're getting paid to do whatever. They're getting paid to live in the hotel. How you get paid to live in a hotel? But you look into the inner cities, you can't get welfare, you can't get food stamps because you make a certain amount of money. But a new person that comes into the country can get whatever he needs to get. But you won't allow me to eat and get my nutritional things because organic and shot up 62%. But I got to eat the seedless watermelon and think I'm getting the nutrition from that. When the stack, when people feel like the deck is stacked against them, they're not gonna bunker down and say, you know what, how do I start from a new, right? That's why, me personally, I shout out Lisa J and I shout out Prez because even at the end of the day, they telling you how to come up off of $5 and just it may not be the $100 increase that you get, but you can see the increase out of $5. The $5 might turn into $15. It's $10 more than what you had. But because we live in this microwave society, we need everything at one time. But if you crawl and then stand up and then start to walk, we have to go through that process as human beings, as people in a village in the first place. So of course there's gonna be fighting, but at the end of the day, if you standing up, you can have that balance to balance your 2 feet to where you can take those first steps. But even in that process, we don't even understand what we're talking about right now.
It's the um, grow your own, and this is what I tell people too. We always say the black community, so using that concept and looking at some statistics, we are the biggest consumers on the planet. So the only thing stopping us is us. We prove that we can spend. We just don't spend with one another. We don't spend to build wealth between us. We become consumers instead of producers. So, I mean, like, I understand why, but just using that concept, for me, there's no excuse for melanated people not to have or create their own. What happens is you get a group of black people together, somebody starts stabbing people in the back, somebody there just to bring the shit down just to show it don't work because they don't want it to work. All this fuck shit. You can be building. Look at the Black Panther Party. Somebody like with that movement. If I got arrested for doing something stupid, then that's just me. It was so many people selling out because they was making mistakes. They sold out a whole movement because they individually made the wrong decision because they got caught slipping. Whole movement gone. That's what we do to one another because we all ain't the same. It don't make sense, like collectively, to think all melanated people are the same. No race does that. Everyone has like-minded and like-hearted people. It's a tribe mentality. Most of these people who function highly, they have a tribe mentality. They circulate things within their collective. Huh? No, you ain't gonna be on camera. My wife like, I'll be on camera. And see, Leticia, you're right. And we need to support more people who grow, who teaching us how to do these things. A lot of us don't know how, but it's people on here who grow. They teach you how to grow, what to grow, and that's just to start. It's free education. There's no excuses. It's what we put our attention to. Or we put our attention to our development or to our entertainment. I use entertainment to be a nice. I be nice with it. What are we putting our attention to? Because time is the currency that you paying with attention. Time is the currency that you can't get that back. You can't go to the store and buy some extra. No, you can't. So now, what are you paying this currency of time to? Your development or your entertainment? And I'm not saying anything is wrong in entertainment, but how much currency are you? Look at what you're spending more of. Is it for your development or your entertainment? Even if you balance it, I think that's healthy. Me, I'm gonna pour more into my development. Had it for years, yeah. Man, I follow like 7 homestead channels. Yeah, you got, bro. Look, the thing about this internet, man, it has so much potential to do so many different things. You know, it can progress us or degress us. Whatever you put your attention to can either progress you. I have seen people come on here, spend so much time doing stuff on here that they actually lost things in real life, like relationships and wives and stuff. Like threw whole families away because they on the internet making bad decisions, and it affect your real life. You know, you seen people on here go to jail because of decisions they made. You know, like that's wild to me.
Yeah, but it goes back to like perception, right? The perception is if we understand that if we misread, it's on me, right? Because I read that conversation wrong. I read what you was trying to plan incorrectly. Now, if I'm being misled, that's on you. That's on the person that's telling me what the situation is. Because you're telling me something that's not even factual. That's not even real or possible or whatever it is. So once you have those two combatants, it's always going to be a grab and pull scenario. But at the end of the day, because those two is always going to fight one another and try to prove another person wrong, that goes back to what Anti was saying between the disagreement and the argument. You can all right, you wrong, I'm wrong. But why did you tell me that? I didn't say it that way. No, that's what the hell I heard. And then the argument goes up again. And then that's why we are always separated. Because it's about proving a point instead of allowing the process to play itself out. If the process plays itself out, we should be able to both read the process correctly. Because there's nothing being told. The process is right in front of us. So if we misread it, it's on us. No one can mislead the truth. The truth is the truth. Now, if we misread the truth, that's on all of us. And that's where we at right now. That's where a lot of our problems is as we speak.
Yeah, as a collective, I think more people look at who's right versus what's right. And even that has its own perspectives, right? Because what's right to me may not be right to you. So that's why I preach social intelligence to be able to understand another person's point of view. And if you understand it, then for me, it's like, okay, that's how they saying it. So I can't, like, I don't, me personally, I just be like, I'm not trying to change that. That's just how they look at stuff. So I understand them better. Like this, but that takes a level of not judging, because once you judge, it's right or wrong, and I understand what's right for me may not be right for you. So a lot of things that are happening and occur, people may look at it as bad or good, and I don't look at it as anything, but it just exists. I understand it. So I know how to navigate through it, right? Like people go be people, and this is for me, for people to truly be able to come together is to understand who not only they are as individuals, but be able to understand who another person is. Because just because you may take something one way, I may not. And does that make it right or wrong? Now we can get into morals, but then you have to create a standard, right? for us to even be able to come to an agreement. Because me, if someone took someone's life, I don't think it's wrong, predicated upon the reason. Some people think it's wrong for a life to be taken. Some people feel like it's never wrong. You know, you have people who think, like, did you hear that Charleston White Orlando Brown interview?
Yeah, I caught a glimpse of it.
Now, I understand like shock value and ignorance, but what they said was right, because there's a lot of people out here think it's okay if a woman, if you in a relationship with a woman or married, if she acts a certain way, act out of line, it's your responsibility to correct her by putting hands on it. I know people who think like that. That's that was common back in the day. If a woman get out of line, you put her back in her place. You know. So I heard what, but I don't agree with it. I heard somebody pop up. My bad. Was somebody in the back?
I don't know. I don't see nobody.
My bad if somebody was in the back. I was not looking. I just heard a pop. I can't see the chat. I was literally looking down. My eyes ain't been wives. They have multiple wives. That's cool. I don't know what's going on right there. Her side. There's some green beans, pumpkins, and watermelon. Oh, that's what's up. Her son. Situated and get my perspective. Wait. Is it petty? Y'all just want to talk about me throwing midgets.
Nah, I ain't into that. They can keep that one. I'm hopping off as soon as that go back. But yeah, but see,
my bad if somebody was in the back. I promise you, I did not say it. I was looking down, talking. I didn't even look in the chat. My eyes.
Even with that, go ahead, word. Finish.
No, I was just saying my eyes bothering me a little bit today, but
yeah, but even with that, right? You know, when people, you know, that's why you try to put people like PIA on. Like me, I like to share a bit of everybody, so that way everything could be like every subject could be touched to where someone can help. Right? Mm-hmm. Don't throw that pineapple out. This is how you can grow a pineapple for yourself. Oh, that might be that. Let me try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you try. Right? That's why, like I said, I'll shout out Lisa J and Perez, because they tell you how to increase your money, things like that. That's why, you know, I can shout certain people out. That's why I can share certain people, because they're trying to increase or improve on a positive note to somebody that needs it. So I'll shout y'all out real quick. I'm not with the shock jock thing, but at the end of the day, if we're all trying to help one another, we have to put that all on display. That's the beginning of helping a community become a tribe. Somewhere down the line, it has to elevate. But in order for those things to increase, you got to increase within yourself. If you're gonna lead somebody, you got to understand that once upon a time you was a follower. You had to intake a whole bunch of things in order for it to flow out of you to become said leader. Now you can stop things here and stop things there. Let's sit down and have a conversation. Let's vote on it. Let's do this. Let's do that, and then we can grow as an entire tribe. But as long as our souls ain't right, we can't lead nobody to the riverbank to drink water. All because we are all dysfunctional. We're trying to help each other. So one person help another person, help another person, help another person. I always say that one could win 1,000, but at the same time, it takes that one to start the process in the first place.
Yeah, and that process, you know, that process ain't easy. Like even this, right? I mean, what we doing here, what we building here, you know, this not only does it take time, but it takes patience, right? And those two, that's like the mother and father, right? Time and patience. But in doing this, it's not the shiny bells and whistles and all that, but it will bear great fruit. At the end, there will be good fruit from it, and people will enjoy it. So that's what I look at. It ain't gonna be easy, but it's necessary. The things that come easy in life usually aren't fruitful. So it's one of them fruits that look pretty and you bite into it and it's bitter.
Well, you gotta wait for it to be ripe then, in order for it to be good. You gotta stop just because it grows. Doesn't mean it's ready to be picked. You see what I'm saying? You can't. That's just like a person sending a 18-year-old out of the home. That child is not prepared to be out there on his own. So when the world gobbles it up, you get mad. You should be mad at yourself because you misled that kid that he was ready instead of reading that he was not ready. You didn't want to take that. You didn't want to take that L. So you're gonna pass that buck. You're gonna pass the responsibility on to that child. But yet you didn't tell him how to fend for himself. You want told him how to. You ain't tell him how to make his bed. You ain't tell him none of that. But you at 18, you want to kick him out. That world gonna swallow him up or her up.
Man,
Then she ain't got no choice to be misled and somebody tell them a story. I'll buy you a house. Or I'm gonna buy you a pair of shoes. That's how the girl gets in. Or I'm gonna show you how to get some quick money. That's how the boy gets in. Now they in a world of chaos.
Man, I heard people talking about such and such 26. They need to kick them out the house. And then you look at other cultures, right? A lot of times, the other cultures, they don't move out their home until they get married. They solidify. By the time they get married, they solidify. They had everything they need. They're able to purchase a house. They didn't been able to go to school, get an education, get a good job. This is why they're ahead. In our culture, you're 18, you got to get out, and our kids ain't even prepared. And we wonder why. Man, it's just backwards to me, bro. I hear that, and well, I did it, and it made me a man. Okay, but think about the struggles you had. These your kids. You want to well, that's what. Okay, look, we supposed to make the next generation better. We're supposed to set them up, because a lot of us wasn't set up, but the ones who are, the ones who were, know the importance, and the ones who wasn't, they know the importance now. But are you gonna do what they did, that our ancestors, our elders? Are you gonna make the same mistakes? Because just because something was done don't mean it was right. So are we gonna continuously make the same mistakes, kicking the kids out because they're 18? Ain't nothing wrong with them going to explore, getting, going to college and stuff. But I agree with a lot of these cultures that don't let the kids move out until they marry.
Yeah, but even with that being said, that they going to get married, but they're also being taught at the home. All right, this is what you do to prepare yourself. But we don't have that our souls are broken because we are so busy living outside in, like you said earlier, that we don't have time to fix the soul because the flesh is more important. We got to go out there and make that dollar because we got to feed that kid. And I'm a single parent at home, and my baby mama ain't sending no money, or my baby daddy ain't sending no money, or my baby daddy don't want to get the kid on the weekends to where I can relax and get myself together to prepare for the next week, or vice versa. We are so distracted with the fleshly attributes of life that the soul is dying quicker than anything else. It's not about the death of the body being 70 years old. Your soul could be dying. You could be a dead man walking the Green Mile. You understand what I'm saying? That was the John Coffey story. You sitting there killing yourself for nothing and all of that. You ain't even living life. Your life is being wasted because your soul is disintegrating, even if you don't understand that.
Disintegrating, it's getting siphoned. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
The way this world's structured, man, they pulling on you. they siphoning your soul because they don't have one. That's, man. We gonna have that conversation. How we in this third dimension? I did it. I just didn't finish it. I started a conversation like that a year ago. I think it was a year ago. I was supposed to go more in depth, and I had to delete intellect to outellect. And this is basically the concept I was explaining. How people live from the outside in, and they don't feel right inside because it's what you just like food, bro. If you eat something that got poison in it, you gonna feel fucked up on the inside. So that's physically. If you take something in mentally that ain't good for you, you mentally gonna be fucked up on the inside. Just like spiritually. If you take something spiritually that's not good for you, you gonna be fucked up on the inside. You have to watch what you consume.
Well, that's why they say you are what you eat. If
Mm-hmm.
you eat poison, you're gonna be poison. If you intake toxicity in the mind, that's what you're gonna be. If you eat damaging soul food, it's gonna kill your soul. But we so busy, like I said, we so busy with the fast food, and then they raising the price on the organic shit. We don't want to spend that, but we could buy Birkenberry, but we can't buy organic fruit. So
Yeah.
that's why we are where we are.
When I
Like
went
it's a
vegan, when I went vegan, I looked at food as an investment. I looked at it as fuel for the body. So I mean, it's the mindset, bro. It's how we think. It's
like
how
let
we
me let
think.
me let me tell you how crazy the world is, right? This is how backwards we as a society is. You can buy a 6 bedroom home, right? Right? You can tell people, yo, y'all come on in, man. I got y'all. They would tell you no. Why? Because they would rather help that other person over there pay his mortgage and allow you to come up and pay your mortgage. They will never help you with your own mortgage, but they will help that stranger that they don't know to
Hmm.
pay theirs. What does that
And
tell you?
that's why I'm even when you talk about like the black community, that's what I'm saying. Like you, like man, bro, I went through so much trying to be pro black to the point where I'm like I'm just pro spiritual being having a human experience. I'm straight. What I say is not gonna resonate with everybody. That's because it's not supposed to. Everybody ain't supposed to hear what I'm saying. Everybody ain't supposed to feel it. It's just for those who can. That's just life. I finally come to that understanding. It's not like, bro, when a ship is sinking, I ain't trying to convince nobody who want to stay on the ship and go down with it. I'm trying to help the people trying to get off. That's where I'm at in life now. I ain't. You don't want to go? Have a nice one. I'm good to go. You want to go? Come on, let's go. That's where I'm at in life now. You know.
Yeah, that's how it
So
be. It's just
yeah.
like prayer. If a person don't receive a prayer, what are you praying for? You just praying into the thin air, right? But if a person receives it, they should be getting what they asked for. But even when it's a lot of people that ask for stuff that's not ready to receive it. Also, that's just like I said. We just so backwards with everything in our lives, right? You ask for a healthy situation. You get it. You turn it into a chaotic one. You ask for peace. You turn it into toxic. Like we have to understand that we have to work within ourselves first and foremost before we can go on out there and think we can add value to somebody in the first place. Our souls got to be strengthened to where our spirit, mind, and heart could resonate for somebody else.
And see, that's why, for me, I like having these conversations, and it's funny sometimes to hear how people perceive me or what I'm doing. Um, it's kind of funny, but I always gave things as an observation. I presented a philosophy. Only thing I could tell people is to try it. I ain't saying if you do this, you go become God or nothing like that. I'm just saying to master self, you have to understand self, and that's where we at right here. You know, um, and I'm just telling people they lied to you, bro. You're not a human with a soul. You're a soul having a human experience. One existed before the other. One is only in existence because one needed a vessel. You only have a car because you went and bought it. You know, that's the only reason you got a car. It's because you obtained it. But that don't make you the car. You know how? Now think about this. I was thinking about this earlier, right? So even people, me, I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm a Chevy guy. I'm in Michigan, Motor City, right? So I'm a Chevy guy. People with y'all Ford trucks and Ford cars fix or repair daily. That's how we feel in Michigan about Ford, right?
Wow.
But I'm a Chevy guy. So what happens? Chevy, I begin to take on that persona as a Chevy guy. So when people start talking about car, oh no, Chevy better, I got pride for Chevy, right? Now, that's not me. That's Chevy is a vehicle, and someone created a concept for that vehicle. So that person who created the concept also created the aura or the ideology behind that vehicle. So I'm taking on another person's thoughts. I'm paying for this. I'm not getting paid by it. People do this with clothes because you got name brand on that makes you better than somebody. Actually, if you think logically, it make you stupid because you're going around giving free marketing to some rich company. And you paid somebody to go market their shit. You got their name on your chest walking around. So if you look good, guess what? People don't see you, they see their name. That's what makes you look good is that name. That's free marketing. So the same way you wearing another person's logo, you can wear your own. Give yourself free marketing. Do you have something to offer the world? But people take pride in other people's creation, invention.
Yeah. Because they don't have the patience or the time to create for themselves. Just like we don't have the patience and the time to rebuild ourselves. We could just say, you know what, it's easier to be where I am, so let me stay where I'm at. Fuck it. I am this person. I
Oh
am
yeah.
mediocre.
Oh my bad. Tell you, yeah, we be gang banging up here in Michigan. It's some people who love Fords, but I'm on the Chevy side. So we be gang banging on car brands in Michigan. They got the
Yeah, word.
Mustang, we got the Vet.
Word is for tough, even though he likes Chevy. Don't tell him that.
I ain't no Ford tough. Nah. I'm Chevy, bro. I had an Impala with dual exhaust with the Chevy emblems on the back, big Chevy sign in the back. Nah, that was the Batmobile, and it was Chevy. Nah, we called it the Batmobile, bro. I'm telling you, it was pretty. Somebody smashed me from the side, man, coming out of damn Lowe's parking lot. Flew out the parking lot. I'm sitting in waiting for cars to go past, sitting at a red light, and they just came out and smashed me. Bow. Almost tore my whole back end off. Like, how the hell was you going that fast coming out of the parking lot?
To the
But
stop sign or the red light.
right, I'm stopped at a red light in traffic. It's like 7 cars in front of me before the light. It's rush hour. Only thing I know, man, I look over and it's boom. Like, what the hell just happened? My car spent into oncoming traffic. Luckily, wasn't nothing coming because it was a red light. But I'm like, God damn, man, what just happened?
That's just the rationalization of people trying to get somewhere fast instead of taking their time. Like everybody's always late. That's why I used to hate driving at 8 in the morning. Because there's some fool that's rushing to get to work and he want to zigzag and do all of this, and he got
Mm-hmm.
an old lady in the car and she scare her, she'll have a heart attack. Now you got a medical emergency. Now you got a car pile up because she had a medical emergency or he had a medical emergency. All because your Speedy Gonzalez self don't know how to slow the hell down. But that's the type of times we live in. We on some, I'm late, let me get there now. Instead of you preparing yourself for the traffic and leaving a little bit earlier. So that's what I'm saying. We gotta learn. We have to prepare ourselves for things. We gotta understand. We gotta sacrifice in order to have that peace. We gotta sacrifice in order to have that village that we want. We gotta sacrifice in order to fix ourselves up to be the best us that we need to be. Give that stuff up that you think you can't live without, and see if you can embed yourself with what the results is at the end of that sacrifice. But we don't want to do that though.
Hey, Prez, I remember my homeboy, his son wanted some Jordans, right? This dude I used to work with. I think he still work at the hospital. His son wanted some Jordans, so for his birthday, he bought him some Jordan stock. And his son got mad as hell. He was like, you know how much? He said, the damn stock worth more than the damn shoes. And you can, like, man, yeah, he was ungrateful. So his dad kept the stock for himself and bought him a pair of Jordan. And now that I think I seen it on Facebook. I don't really go on Facebook too much, but like around my birthday, I do, because, people be saying happy birthday. So I want to respond. But I seen that he was like, oh, now he want the Jordan stock. Like, I was like, I thought that was funny because I remember when I was working with him when he came to work and told us the story. And so seeing that now is like an update. Like, yeah, I bet you he do now. He older and mature and understand what that stock is. He's like, I ain't giving it to him though. I'm straight.
It's just crazy. You just got to continue to understand that in order for us to improve ourselves, in order for us to get the things that we need, everything that's within us has to flow into the right places outside of us, not the opposite way.
Yeah. If it's feeding you nutrition, indulge in it. I always say that's all three aspects, but you understand, just like you get fast food, it ain't good for you, but it's pleasurable. That's how a lot of this stuff is that we see, think and feel on the outside of it. It may be pleasurable and enjoyable, but it's not good for us. A lot of these TV shows, music, all this stuff, YouTube, certain things, it might be pleasurable. It might be desirable. Might feel good going down, but it ain't good for you. It's fermenting you from the inside.
Crazy. That's just the way this thing goes, though.
Yeah.
It's super. It's crazy, but hey, keep working on yourself, guys. Keep working on yourselves.
Hey, it's a process. And it's a process that's gonna be continued until you can't do it no more. It should be like that. That's ideal. Because situations go evolve and change. A loss today won't feel like a loss tomorrow. I think, man, you know how crazy that is. I just said that. That's how I was thinking. I'm like, when I was younger and lost things, I didn't appreciate the value that the things had until I got older and was able to realize that. So a loss to me back then is different from a loss now. I perceive it different. You experience life, gain new information and knowledge. Like when an elder died, when I was younger, it was like, they old, is expected. But now it's like, I'll be like, damn, man, a whole library. I still ain't get to ask this question. I ain't get to, I'll be like, damn. It hit different.
Yeah, it definitely hit different now. And the funny part is, it hits different for me because I'm looking at it like, damn, I'm getting closer to that time.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there playing around with the time. I'm wasting time. I need to learn this stuff and pass it on.
Yep.
But now that 50-year-old just died, you know what I mean? Like, wow, man was 50 years old. He didn't even make it. And you 40, and you just turned 40. Like, wait a minute, damn, I ready to get it together. You know what I mean? It's different. Like, but there's some people that's immune to that because they've been seeing death majority of their life.
I had a cousin who just died. He was 2 years older than me. Granted, what the situation, but still he was 2 years older than me. Like, he gone. So, especially now that I have kids, it's different because it's like I want to make sure they straight, but that motivates you to do other things. Like, I got my son tracking the moon, so I'm about to get him a telescope so we can look at the stars. So Just introducing him to that, stuff like that. Like he into the chakras. Like he learned, that's how he learned his colors. Was looking at a chakra chart. So I'm explaining to him what each chakra represent, how the duality of the chakra, because it's good and bad aspects of each chakra, right? How to unlock chakras. I got him outside grounding. He know two breathing exercises. While we grounding, he understand the importance of. Well, I'm gonna say he understand the importance, but he know to do it every day. You know, he learning about nature. I'm teaching him about nature. He know how he get. Is I taught him one tribal song. Like he know how to play it on the drums. He don't know how to do the chants yet, but at that young age, just exposing him to different things, it allows his brain to mature. Different ways. I want to keep it active. I want him to be able to think for himself.
That he will do. But that's the thing. Like even I guess people think that teachers and leaders are two different things or two different avenues, but you can combine it into one. Because at the end of the day, what you teaching them is to how to become a better leader.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like right now, you're a patriarch, right? So now you must groom him to do said thing. So you got to teach him. That's what grooming is. You teaching. You're preparing, right? You're preparing him to be a leader. You lead by example. That's teaching. You can combine the things into one, but for a lot of people, that might mean two different things.
No, it's not. To me, it's the same. Because as you're teaching, you're leading them into the information. So, and as you're leading, people are watching and learning. So, therefore, even if a person sits back and watch and follows you, they're learning as you're leading. So, that's another one of them dualities that exist within each other. And when you missing one, often you don't have good results, right? If you want to lead people without teaching them, then eventually you go fail. And if you want to teach people without leading them, then you go fail at that too. People who are highly successful in both, they usually they have, like most great teachers, what they have apprentices. They have people who came up under them. Now, are they good as them or is just as good as them? Some of them, yes. Some of them, no. But um, that's if they let them in the information. You know. So yeah, I think that's one of them duality things and them tools that work harmoniously together. Like I was saying, time and patience. You use both of those together. Um, they create a magnificent. That's the mother and the child. I mean, the mother and the father, and what that produces is the child. Have patience with your time and see what you produce from it.
Yeah, we gotta do things. We just got some work to do. We gotta work on our inside out, and then we could be able to, like you said, allow that village to come together. Because I promise you, as long as you can teach your knowledge to somebody else. That fruit that seed will fall on fertile ground. Whether it's from the soul and it resonates out to your mind and heart, those need to be done. We just got to do it.
I ain't talking to prayers of realists. I don't know what they're talking about.
They they is going in over here.
I don't know what they talking about.
They going in. I'm over here looking at myself like, oh, what are they talking about? Niggas
I
eating
just
poop
said,
and
right. I just seen an emoji like eat what? What? Oh, full view. Yeah, people do wild things, man. And but see, even that, right? Who do you blame? The people who doing it or the people that watching it? Because if the people don't watch it, will the people do it? And will the people do it if they know people ain't gonna watch it? So that whole situation, bro. I got another conversation. What's today? Monday? Probably not till Wednesday. I think I'm gonna come on Petty Vision tomorrow. Probably not till Wednesday. Oh no! Tomorrow we're doing the BDB show over here. Yeah, BDB gonna hold it down tomorrow over here at 8. He got a subject. You know, he running the show, so I'm gonna pop in and out. So I had it ready for you.
You gonna have Steve Richard Dawson running it? Okay.
Yeah, because I can't host the show because you know my kid. That's around the time I put my kids to sleep. But you know, he wanted is a topic he came up with. He feels better suited for this platform versus his. So I told him like I'm down. He just got to run it. So. BB, Lady Shay, Butter, Sis, what it do, what the business is. Appreciate you.
Hey, Lady Shay.
So
he just got to add himself.
Yeah, he go run the show tomorrow. So, and then, so that might be the show. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do nothing tomorrow night. But when I come back, I'm going to hit you up and tell you the angle of the topic, I want to talk about next. But it's similar to, what you expose yourself to. Well, I guess we can tap into it right now real quick because I'm gonna get off in a second. But
okay, this is the preview. Go ahead.
Because you said this earlier, that's why I was like, oh, he talking about it already, and I thought I didn't want to go in depth with it, but like what you said earlier, if somebody, like if I said your breath stank and you like, oh, your mama. And then I'm like, hold on, man, what'd you get to my mom? But I disrespected you by saying your breath stank. But you took it to another level, or how most people think. But if you get attacked, are you not justified to defend yourself? So how you defend yourself, I can't determine that once I attack you. So people can dish things out, but they can't take it. But when you do things like even criticize, like even me coming on here talking about behavior and personality, I have to be open to the fact that someone can come critique my behavior or personality. Right? If they do that, I can't be upset because I'm sitting up here talking about it. Right? So if you on here roasting people, you have to be open to the point somebody roasts you. Even if you're not talking about them, you're opening yourself up to that experience because you're indulging in it. That's the frequency you're on. So someone may come that on that same frequency, but a higher vibration, and they might take the stakes up. Like if somebody slap you and you pull out a pistol and bang them, guess what? If you never got slapped, you never would have pulled it out and banged them.
Yeah.
In a lot of states, that's self-defense.
Yeah. In Florida, that's called stand your ground, I guess. I don't know. But shout out to Anti, because that was her conversation about the disagreement and argument scenario that made me come up with that scenario. But like I said, it's just so shout out to the chat, because they don't. A lot of people don't understand how much the chat really feeds into the conversation. Because this thing would have probably been over like 35-minute mark instead of where we at now.
I'm blaming the chat for talking about throwing midgets for 2 hours last night. I'm blaming the chat. Because if it wasn't for the chat, I wouldn't have been talking about that.
You, Commander, and BDB was on one.
That wasn't
You've been on one
bro.
for a minute though. Yeah, you've been on one for a minute. Between the white, what was it? The dragon punch, the white dragon, and now you doing. You got a lot of aggression on you, man. You be on one, man. I tell you, man. You need listen. That's why they put your ass in the doghouse before. You trying to get out the damn doghouse, but yeah, that's what
I was just trying to put y'all up on.
You don't want to listen to me. You don't want to listen to me, Anti.
Look, man. I am here to inform the people of information they may not know. Now, but see, look, none of y'all knew nothing about that. So now, if y'all approach and somebody say that, y'all would know. So how? What is that? That's what I do. I'm an information giver.
No, you better stop giving out useless information. Give out the information that's useful. Nobody needs to know what no damn dragon punch is.
Now they do.
Let me ask Anti, when he said Dragon Punch, did you
White
look
Dragon.
for Street Fighter White Dragon? No, Dragon Punch and White Dragon.
No, Donkey Punch. Donkey Punch.
Yeah, okay. When he said Donkey Punch, did you go look for Street Fighter and go play that game? I'm gonna ask Anti. If she say yeah, I'm gonna rest my case. I'm just saying, but you over there giving people ideas and like you can't do that. That is. Look
I'm not giving people
information
that exists. I didn't make it up. I can say if I made it up, but it's information.
You starting Commander, right? Okay.
Now listen, what's the difference between talking about missing books of the Bible and Donkey Punch? Logically, what's the difference? If you didn't know anything about either one, you're just formally informed about it. That's the reality. I just formally informed you on something that exists. Just like midget tossing. Midget tossing exists. They have leagues. Y'all didn't believe me. Since the 1980s, they've been throwing midgets around. And y'all looking at me like I'm crazy because y'all don't know. That's the whole point of me exposing you to information. If you don't know, now you know.
Or we just gonna disagree. We ain't gonna argue about this. How about that? Do you see how I said that in a very low tone? That's a disagreement. If I elevated any higher, that would have been an argument. We ain't doing this. I'm not doing this with you.
Is Miss Tracy in here? Miss Tracy, what up, though? Don't mind. Don't mind. Gary. He talking about something that happened episodes ago that I wasn't even personally talking about. That he brought up. I was just talking about missing information, bro. I was talking about missing information.
I'm talking about useless information that you try to give us. We ain't here for that.
I told you about the Anunnaki. Some people didn't even, they knew the Anunnaki, but they didn't understand that a lot of scripture coincides with Anunnaki scripture. People didn't know that.
Oh, I brought awareness. But that's useful, sir. That's useful.
I was not knowing Donkey Punch is not, especially for, I'm trying to put the females up. You know, you might meet a guy and they say, hey, the Donkey Puncher. You might be like, okay, I just want to make them happy. And then you get Donkey Punch and not realize what it was. But now because Word explained it and showed you what it was, now you be like, nah, bro, you crazy. That's weird. Don't nobody do that stuff, normal people. So, but now you know.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Hold on, let me ask you this then. What does Mrs. Word say about Donkey Punch?
You better not.
You know what that means? That's useful. That's useless information. That's exactly what that means. You can't be running around here giving out those useless information. If you ain't gonna apply it, if you ain't applying it at home, don't give it to the people. That's how that goes.
Well, there's a lot of stuff I don't have to apply at home. I don't indulge into the Bible.
Yeah, well, thank God you ain't got no midgets at home. Jesus Christ, they be in trouble.
See, I wouldn't talk about the midgets.
No, I'm just saying what you doing.
You see, this is not me, y'all. This is not me. So, Gary, you got a trip to HR too because you brought this up. I didn't bring it up.
Oh, I've been with the HR. I told them I'm gonna have this conversation. I ain't you people. I've been listen. I've been spoke to them, and they's like, listen, don't worry about it. We don't even know what to do with y'all right now. We on substitution mode. So you don't come up here with that nonsense. That's why y'all doing this shit anyway. Y'all know the substitutes is in HR. Don't do that. Y'all know what y'all did.
See, this is what I'm saying. Now, Lady Shay don't even know what this meant. See, another person I could have informed that don't know what it means.
Lady Shay, don't listen. Listen. This is a disclaimer. Do not listen to Word about this. Don't listen to Word. Don't listen to him about this.
I'm just saying, you never know who you might encounter one day who may mention this, and you not know, and you indulge in things. Have you ever been around people and they say, "Hey, look, we got this certain type of food you want to taste? You want to taste it?" Like, yeah, people do that. Sometimes when you're intimate with people and you feel someone is maybe more experienced than you, and they say, "Hey, we got this new exciting thing you want to try," and you say, "Yeah," and you don't know what you're getting yourself into. That's reality. Now, tell me, when you deal with a more experienced person and they know all these little positions and all these names for things, then you may not, right? You may not. But now because of Word, I'm educating people and they understand because you don't know who you run into nowadays. You don't know.
your octanes is getting up, like you getting excited about this thing. I told you I'm not arguing with you about this. I'm just telling you I'm not doing this with you. You can raise the octanes, and you excited about that donkey punch and whatever white dragon. You excited about all that. You can have that. With BDB when I need them. Pop up so I can pop down. We ain't doing this. Then you want to throw midgets and like, come on, man, stop doing that.
Lady Shay, look, they last night I poured out my heart, right? I was trying to be vulnerable, and I told people one of my top bucket list thing I want to do before I leave this world. I thought I was sharing, sharing is caring. Y'all remember that Twix commercial when Frankenstein took off his arm instead of sharing the Twix? That's kind of what I did. I gave y'all my heart, telling y'all, look, this is what I really want to do before I leave this earth. And it's just to toss a midget. And they thought I was weird. But then I had to Google, since 1980, they've been throwing midgets around, sticking them to walls and everything. And I'm wrong for wanting to indulge in that? No, that's something that the creator put within me. Like, look, I want you to go down there to Earth, and before you leave Earth,
what creator gave you that idea? Wait a minute, hold on. Hold up. What creator gave you that?
Look, man, it's an inner desire, bro. The creator put that in me. I was equipped with coming down here.
So who gave you that? Enki or Enil? Who gave you that?
Neither one of them. Anu.
Oh Lord, this guy.
Young Riaz, what up?
Shay, please don't respond to this, because if you give him a spark right now, he looking for a spark. He think he's slick. He ain't slick to a can of oil. Yes, he is. Don't listen to him like Shay.
I was they try to make me feel bad because look, I ain't got no weird fetishes out here. I ain't out here doing
realist. Don't give him no idea, like realist. Don't give him no idea, realist. He think he's slick. That's what I'm trying to tell him. He think he's slick.
Okay, I'm done with that. I ain't dealing with y'all tonight, man. Y'all hurt my feelings because I poured my heart out and y'all wasn't even receptive to it. But it's okay. That's all right. Somebody will appreciate. It's gonna be somebody one day to listen to one of these videos like, I want to throw a midget too, and I'll be rectified and justified. They're gonna leave it in the comments. So if you listen to this on replay and you have a desire to throw a midget, do me a favor, hit me in the comments, let me know, and maybe we can schedule something together and we can go throw some midgets.
Lady Shay, didn't I just ask you don't give him this energy? You gonna get, here you go. All right.
Oh shit.
All right.
I'm about to work out for the summer. You know how people work out for the summer?
Oh my
hey,
God.
Look, y'all know how people work out to get that summer body? I'm about to work out to get this midget throwing body. Watch. I'm gonna be out here like Conan. I'm telling you, I'm getting that outfit. I'm gonna go up to that festival and I'm gonna be tossing midgets like Conan the Barbarian. Throw, man. I'm telling you, it is what it is. Look, when I do it, watch, y'all go love the video. I'm gonna record it. I'm going to the bar. I'm going to the bar because at the bar and that thing on YouTube, that thing on Google, they said the bar, they be putting suits on, you can throw them and they can stick to a wall. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to the bar. I'm sticking a midget on the wall. Look, it's not my fight. Look, bro, I'm 6 foot. I'm trying to get down to like 235, but right now I'm like 248. I've been athletic my whole life, so I'm a strong guy. I done threw grown size man. Trust me, I done threw a couple people. But
oh my God.
I can probably throw it at least five yards. At least five yards.
This is not even a part of life coaching. If this is what you're giving people life coaching idea about this, man.
Bro, look, I tell people to become their better self, to live. Some people want to go snorkeling. I got a dude who want to go diving with sharks. I'm okay, let's prepare you for this because he got a phobia of sharks.
So go down there and be Aquaman and throw a shark then. What the hell you trying to throw a human being for?
No shark, bro. Look. I ain't crazy. It might sound crazy sometimes, but I'm not crazy, bro. I ain't about to go mess with no animal that can eat me. Anybody who go hunt stuff that can eat them, something wrong with them. Me, I'm just trying to look, bro. The midget.
if y'all think words sound crazy right now, put a 1 in the chat, please. If
It
y'all
would
think
sound
words sound
crazy
crazy,
if
put
it
1
wasn't
in the chat.
voluntarily. Look, it would be crazy if it
So now
wasn't
you
voluntarily.
voluntarily crazy? So you voluntarily
Leticia,
crazy?
look, Leticia, listen to what I'm saying, Leticia. They have midget throwing
thank
leagues,
you.
right? It's people doing this already. You know, some people throw hatchets, some people throw, ninja stars. It's some people who throw midgets. It's just something. It ain't like I'm saying I want to make this a hobby. It's a bucket list thing. You know, some people want to jump out of plane. Some people want to go to outer space. You know, I'm not trying to do none of that. I'm just
1,
trying to toss a
2,
midget.
3. Oh
Hold
my
on.
God, word!
Is the
You are
one if I
terrible.
sound crazy or is the one I'm okay?
No, you sound crazy. They heard exactly
One.
what I said.
Oh, I didn't know. I was about to put 1 too. I thought the one was I was okay.
You should have put 1 15
Mm-hmm.
times for each person in the chat. You sound like
Leticia,
a stone cold maniac.
Leticia, this is what I'm saying. It's people who sign up. It's midgets who sign up to be thrown. So I don't know them personally. I'm not just gonna go around throwing no random midgets. No, I'm gonna go to a place where they want to be thrown at, where they sign up, they sign release slips to be thrown. You know, they want this just as much as I do. You know, sometimes like look, this is what I'm telling you. Imagine if you could relive your childhood when you was a baby getting tossed up in the air. That's what we doing. We helping people. It's a relief for some of them. Go watch the testimonies of the midgets being thrown. I don't even know how I said that with a straight face.
I'm just counting all the ones I'm counting all the ones that go up in the hell no's and don't do it. That's the majority of the chat. You lost. Now
You know
be
what?
accountable and accept that.
People told me not to start a YouTube channel, right? People told me that, and I did it anyway. You know, people told me that. So if I always went with what people told me not to do, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So I have to try it. It's for a reason. I'm telling you. You know, this can be a breaking point. You know, you can learn anything from doing anything. It's a lesson in every experience in life.
Did you try to eat fire? Did you try to eat fire?
That's not for me. See, some
Neither
things ain't for people, but it's people who successfully eat fire and they blow it too, right? They good at that. That's their lane. My lane, I'm built to throw midgets, bro. I am built to throw midgets. I have
I would like to thank y'all for coming out tonight. I would like to thank y'all for coming out tonight because he over here, yeah, you right, Prez. He busy. He busy in the word right now. Right now. He gonna
You
be
feel
Flip
me,
Wilson
Lady
say the
Shay?
devil made me do it.
Now, see, look, y'all think I'm crazy. I think Lady Shay the only sane person in the chat because she understand what I'm saying. I think y'all crazy. Y'all think I'm crazy, but who's really crazy? If it's already, I can see if it wasn't done already. But they have leagues. People come from all around the world to throw a midget, right? That's like basketball.
That's the only dragon I know right now, Perez. Ricky Steamboat. That's the only dragon I want to hear about ever. That's it. I don't even want to hear Puff the Magic Dragon. I don't even want to hear nothing about that at all.
No, Leticia, you got to go to the urban dictionaries and look up white dragon. I am no longer allowed to. She said word high. Oh man, am I high? I don't know. I'm tired. I might be a little high.
Realists, don't feed him. Realists, don't feed him. Realists, please don't feed him.
Vampire midgets get tall. Hey, that's what I'm talking. Throw midgets and shit.
Realists about to go on. Don't worry about it. Realists, you going live? Cause he following you. He coming.
Yeah. I'm about to take a hot shower and I'm chilling with whoever live.
Lady Shay, please listen. We miss you too, Lady Shay. But don't feed this guy. He needs to go on a fast from this type of logic.
Now this is what I'm saying. Look, this is what I tell y'all. Look, I'm real, right? I'm real and raw, right? I'm a life coach. I'm some positive person, but guess what? I'm a regular ass person, right? I have inner desires and stuff, and I just try to share. I do weird shit, and it feels good. I whittle. Who carves shit out of wood, bro? I do that shit.
A
I
carpenter.
enjoy it.
A
Yeah,
carpenter.
yeah.
There's a whole
We all
field of
got
that.
our own little things. Some people play video games. Some people make
Woody
music.
woodpecker.
People work out. What's the difference? Okay, never mind. I was about to say something,
Mm-hmm.
but people throw logs. I used to throw logs around. So and that's a workout. So it's really no different. I can see if it was if the midget wouldn't if it was no consent. No means no. So if it wasn't consent, I can see that. I can understand it. That's why I'm not just going around tossing random midgets. It's only the midgets that want to be tossed around. And if something wants to happen, who are y'all to say is bad? People sign up to
What?
get tossed. People sign up to get tossed. That's like a brothel, right? If the women at the brothel want to get screwed, who am I to say they wrong? If the women at the strip club want to get naked, who say either I indulge in it or
Wait a
not?
minute. Wait a minute. Are you comparing having sex to throwing a little person?
No, I'm comparing going to a strip club, throwing a little person. So it's okay for people to go watch women get naked, but I can't toss a midget. What if they had it all in the same spot?
All right, I'm gonna keep my tone down because I'm really disagreeing with you. I told you I'm not elevating the octave because I'm not arguing this nonsense with you. I'm not.
Midget, what if they had what if? Okay, hypothetical. I don't usually do hypotheticals, right? But we're gonna do a hypothetical, right?
This sounds like a hypothetical already.
What if they had a midget tossing competition at a strip club? Would you go?
Prez, go live right now.
Prez, you would go. If they had a midget tossing competition at a strip club, I know you would go, Prez.
Yeah, I'm so lucky this is not my live. I would have clicked the end button like 20 minutes ago with this nonsense. I promise you.
See,
I'm so serious.
Man, look. Maybe because I was vulnerable last night. I'm gonna be vulnerable tonight. Okay.
Oh shit.
This is where the desire came from, Leticia. When I was like 16, right? It was this dude. He was an OG on the block. He was respected, but he was a midget. And he used to always talk shit to me. I'm 6 foot. He like 4 something, maybe 3. And I'm looking like, bro, I can just toss your ass over this gate. You talking all this shit. Like if I kick you, bro, you would probably like, and I never did because I respect my elders and I respect the OG. But now that I'm older, I think I got PTSD from that or something. And the only way I can fix it is to toss a midget.
So you that whole entire story, you just wanted the juice from a little nigga. What the hell? You just stole the juice from a little nigga. What the hell is wrong with you, man?
I didn't take his juice.
I know you tried to use. You wanted to steal the juice. I need to whoop the little midget OG. What?
No,
what?
bro. If you heard the way, bro, he used to like this. Like he used to talk shit and slap your knee. That's how ignorant it was. Like talk shit to you and slap your knee, like you little mother. And I never wanted to put hands on him. I just wanted him to get away from me. So tossing him was better than punching him.
So how do you throw somebody without putting hands on them?
Well, I didn't want to ball my fist and swing at him. Putting hands on him
when you grab him, you're balling the fist.
And
when you release the fist, you toss
I didn't want to fight him. I just wanted to get him out the way.
Don't laugh at him, D. Please don't laugh at Word right now. Y'all stop, dude. Please stop. This guy is
not. See, look, y'all supposed to be here to help me heal and understand me, man. That's what I'm saying. Y'all supposed to be here to help understand me. I'm here for y'all, right? If y'all got some traumatic experience, I'm here to help you through it. And I'm telling you, this is all I need to do to heal from this situation.
Ain't no life coach supposed to be talking about this. I'm just saying, ain't no life coach supposed to be talking about this.
Girl, I'm telling you how to solve your trauma. You have to live through the experience. I'm trying to tell you how. I'm trying to tell you how to heal from past traumatic experiences. That's what I'm trying to do. Sometimes you have to face it. Exactly. That's what I'm doing. I'm facing it.
Okay, so let me see if I got this right.
And
The
in a
little OG.
constructive, productive way. Do you know when you go to these competitions and toss midgets, do you know they get paid? I'm stimulating the economy. Y'all trying to keep money out of midgets' hands. I'm pro
I'm
midget.
paying you
Y'all
right now.
against it. These midgets getting paid to be tossed, and y'all against it? Like, come on, man. They
DJ,
for
don't
it.
laugh. DJ,
You can
don't
be
laugh at him.
feeding, bro. You can be feeding a family by tossing a midget.
I'm paying
You
you
don't
right
know the
now.
impact that'll
I'm
have.
paying
You
you your
you
mind.
tossing a midget, you can pay. That's a whole
Honestly.
economy that a lot of people don't indulge in. They important too, man. And if you can help them and help yourself at the same time, why not?
Lady Shay.
Yeah, I'm being real though. Look, do you need me to pull it up again? It's a real
I don't need.
thing, bro.
I'm paying you right now. I'm paying you right now. I'm paying you no mind. Go, you do what you want
but
to do.
but is it a real thing? Yeah,
I'll
I
put it in the
showed
chat.
you. Right? It's a real thing that people already do this. They can be throwing midgets right now. Right now, a midget can be getting tossed. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
wrong. And it's already happened. It's not like and then like who are we hurting? What is it hurting?
For
What
just
is it really
88 cents
hurting?
a day and a toss a midget, you too can help feed a family for a day.
Now answer this question. What is it hurting?
Chat, he asked you a question
Mm,
because I'm not
what is
listening
it?
to him.
Now see,
I'm
can't
not
nobody answer
I,
that. How's it
I
detrimental to anything? I'm telling you, people getting paid, people are volunteering.
word, you know you're a weirdo. Weirdo people got extra strength. You
Yeah, I
toss
know
that
I
little
do.
person, he might lose half a leg. Now you undamage a man's leg.
No, I ain't gonna hurt him. I'm a pretty look. All
How
this
do you
tossing is
know?
good. Look, because of this. This person
Oh,
allowing me to toss them, they're helping me, right? I'm being helped. I'm being healed. So now I'm grateful for this little person allowing me to toss them.
I'm
That's
just
what I'm saying.
I'm
If
just
I
glad
was
Nate
going
ain't here.
around now, if I was going around in the ski mask and finding midgets and throwing them, that's one thing. I'm not doing that. This is a safe, but this is
You
like
you
going
thought
deer
about that,
hunting.
didn't you? You thought
What?
about that?
All
Wearing a
this has
ski
been
mask.
no, I ain't never thought
You
about that. I ain't never
was
thought
a
about that.
damn lie.
Not to toss a midget. I thought about putting a ski mask on a couple times, but not to toss a midget.
This nigga. Oh my god.
Gary.
I thank y'all for coming out tonight. I thank y'all.
See, now I even got prayers. Look, we gonna take a trip, bro. We gonna take a trip. We'll go take a trip and toss a midget. Prayer
Hey,
said talk to them and Rollo. We gonna get Rollo, man, and we gonna film
you
all this. They're gonna be
look.
jealous. Look, we gonna start a trend. Look, maybe y'all ain't used to black people throwing midgets. I can be the first black person in history to throw a midget. I don't know. I'm pretty sure other black people have did it, but I don't know if they documented it. But I'm gonna be the first to document it, right? And then it can make it acceptable to all black people. This is maybe something that we can tap into that can get some frustration out of. You know, people go to the gun range. Now we can make it normal. We go to the midget tossing range.
Word, you got a whole wife. That's how you relieve your frustration. You go on up there. You make her feet hit the chandelier. What the hell are you talking about, man? That's what you're supposed to toss. You're supposed to toss that up.
Yeah, I do. But
Yeah,
this is,
right
bro. I'm
there.
not. No, I'm not saying me. I'm saying you never know who it can help. I'm saying it's
No,
on my
you
bucket list.
said you
This is just something I want to
word.
do one day before I die. One time. I said that last night. One time. I just want to do it once, just to get it out of my
Who's
system.
making drinks in
Okay.
the chat? Whoever making drink in the chat, please make me a drink because this nigga over here tripping. I'm just saying. He's straight tripping right now. I'm just saying. He
Look,
over here
they try to
tripping.
make me, man. I can't believe. Look, man, this stuff goes down. Hey, they don't believe me. Hold on, I think there go right here. It's already still pulled up. Let me pull it
Oh,
up.
shit, this nigga right here. Here we go, y'all.
Okay, yeah, it's already pulled up. Now check this out, Tay. If they and this is in Wikipedia, so stop playing with me. This is in
What that
Wikipedia.
mean? What that mean?
That means it's on
Wikipedia,
the
right?
internet.
Wiki.
Yeah.
Oh,
Listen,
there you
I'm
go.
gonna read it. It say dwarf tossing, also called midget tossing, is a pub bar attraction or activity in which people with dwarfism wearing special padded clothing or Velcro costumes are thrown onto mattresses or Velcro walls. Participants compete to throw persons with dwarfism the furthest. Dwarf tossing was started in Australia as a form of pub entertainment in the early 1980s. Oh, this ain't just an American thing. This is all over. This is international.
No,
See,
where is that in America?
Oh, in Michigan. They got whole leagues in Michigan. Hold on, I pulled that up too.
You know what, man?
BDB was tripping because he seen that.
Yeah, okay. That's why you ain't trying
Detroit,
to leave the D now.
Look, it was
that's
Detroit
why you forced now. You over there throwing midgets. This motherfucker crazy, man. I apologize for everybody in the chat. I apologize that I have to listen to this foolishness. Where we want to be. He want to be the only Negro to
this
throw
is
midgets.
On YouTube.
I apologize on behalf of Word. I'm not looking at nothing. I'm not even looking at it.
Bro.
I'm talking to the chat.
Bro, Dwarf Tossing LLC. This is a business, bro. What is you talking about? Fire Dwarf Tossing USA.
Anti the original topic was people been lying to you. So the Word been lying to us. He been dreaming about throwing midgets for a very long time. He put it on a bucket list. That means he knew he was thinking about
this
since he was little.
When did I lie? I've been told you that. I told you I've been thinking about it every. I just told you about. It's not a fantasy. It's a bucket list. This is just something I'm gonna do before I die. What do you think a
bucket list is? Well, a bucket list is to fulfill a fantasy before you die. That's what a bucket list is.
Well, that's how people look at things. No, that's a mindset. You saying fantasy? It's not a fantasy. This is something that's going to happen. That's not a fantasy. A fantasy is something, a figment of your imagination. Is a fantasy.
Y'all just notice my tone because if it goes higher, he gonna say I'm arguing. So notice my tone, sir. A fantasy is a fantasy. A fantasy is a fantasy. A bucket list is a fantasy that you want to fulfill before you die. That's what a bucket list is.
No, see,
you ain't never skydive before. You gonna skydive before you die.
Listen to your word selection. You're saying wanting to do. I don't want to do anything. I'm doing it. This is not something. This is a goal. You haven't done it yet. Okay, I removed the term bucket list. This is a goal. Okay, this is a long-term goal. It's going to happen. They even got an LLC where people get hired to be thrown. Dwarf Tossing LLC is the only place where you can order midget tossing in the USA. You can order this. So we don't have to go to a bar. I can do this in my backyard if I want to. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you see what I'm saying, Commander? This is what happened. That's when I'm arguing, I guess.
Do y'all not see this? Look, do y'all not see this? It's an LLC.
Stop laughing at me, Anti. That's not nice. Bro, look, be nice.
They got website, bro. It say Top End Sports, bro. They covering this on sports.
I'm reading the chat, sir. I'm reading the chat. Riaz, don't come up here, Riaz. He might try to toss you. Don't do it.
But now, see, y'all think I'm crazy. So what about these other people? What you say about them? Why they had a business for over 40 years?
They ain't our concern. They're not trying to lead us anywhere. You are.
I'm not saying y'all have to do it. I'm just saying I'm gonna do it. I didn't say y'all have to do it.
You looking crazy, man.
I'm not looking crazy.
You trying to teach us how to improve ourselves, and you want to throw midgets. That's not improvement. That's you over there living through a
pastime, bro. What's the difference between playing soccer and tossing midgets?
Blue Lotus, he's back at it again.
Blue, no,
just
they
hit
tripping.
The like button, please.
Blue,
just hit the like button.
Blue is a website. Listen, is a website. Blue, it say Top End Sports, right?
Oh my God!
Midget tossing is considered a sport, just like throwing darts is a sport. They turn a lot of different things into sports, and now this is one. So if I'm an athlete, how am I wrong for wanting to compete in the sport that's available? This is not something I made up. This is something that was already here before my existence.
Hold on. I'm talking to Shay Love. Shay Love, I need you to pray for the Word. I just need you to just throw everything you got at the Word. He over here talking about throwing midgets. He needs some help.
No,
he needs that thing put on him.
This is the thing. Everyone is emotional about this subject, right? Let's logically think. Let's logically think. We're gonna use logical facts, right? If someone is an athlete, has been an athlete, likes to compete, is it wrong for them to compete in a sport that exists?
Everybody bow your heads.
I'm just saying, is it wrong for an athlete to compete in a sport that exists already?
The word ain't nobody answering this dumb.
I'm just saying. Hey, we beyond petty time.
Yeah, you want something else right now. I can't believe this.
I was just asking a simple question. I was just trying to go. Logically, does that make sense? I mean, does that logically make sense? If an athlete wants to compete in a sport that exists, is that wrong? I can see it if I was making something up, but I'm not. I didn't have to. It was already there. So that's like somebody watching somebody play basketball. They might grow up having a desire to play basketball. That's not how my desire developed. But since it's, people been doing it long before I was here, then who am I not to indulge into the sport? Maybe that was just divine guidance.
Don't fall for the trap, everybody. He trying to make y'all ask the question. Don't fall for this, because I'm not doing it. He think he's slick. Can't be slick to a can of oil.
How am I slick? It's right there. It's right there.
You want somebody asking questions so bad, I'm not even falling for it. I'm not.
It's only logically is only one answer. It's not wrong for an athlete to compete in a sport that exists. How's that wrong? You can't logically make that not make sense for an athlete or someone who likes competition to not compete into a competition that exists.
This is all the word's doing. Word is over here talking about he wants to throw a midget against a mattress.
Y'all making it sound like I done Shay, look, they making it sound bad. Okay. They making it sound bad. Shay, there are, as you can see on the internet, and I just read it from Wikipedia, and we talked about this last night too. There are leagues, right, where midgets sign up. I just showed the LLC. You can see the LLC on the page. So it's a business where people sign up to be tossed. It's like a bar attraction. And I just said, hey, that's like arm wrestling. I want to try it. Think I can be good at it.
What?
It's not something I made up. It's something that exists already. People throw midgets at Velcro walls and they stick to them. So do you think that's worse than somebody competing in boxing or MMA? Me throwing a midget, is it worse for me to compete in midget throwing competition or boxing or MMA? See, now boxing and MMA, I'm intentionally trying to hurt someone else for other people's entertainment. Somebody go get hurt. At least a midget tossing, everyone is being entertained. The person tossing and the midget, they're signing up to get tossed. So who is more barbaric, MMA fighter or boxer, or me wanting to toss someone who's willing to be tossed? I'm not talking about going outside, finding my closest midget neighbor and throwing. That's not what I'm talking about.
The word. You sound crazier than every one of them people you just asked.
Well, Einstein sound crazy too, so I'm fine.
We already know
Albert Einstein was crazy too. So, one day people go appreciate this. They go be like, you know what? I went and tossed a midget. I felt good about it, and I appreciate the word. At the time he said it, it sounded crazy, but after I did it, see, a lot of stuff sound crazy until you do it, and then when you do it, you go, "Oh, that wasn't too bad. That was actually fun."
Y'all, please stop laughing at word, because he really think this is he really getting a kick out of this. Y'all just fueling him up. We just finished having a conversation about the soul ain't being right. People lying, and he over here, his soul ain't right. He over there want to throw midgets because his soul ain't right. We ain't doing this.
How my soul ain't right?
Because you want to throw a midget. You want to throw a midget.
You acting like I want to do it like to hurt the person. I'm not. It's a competition.
Word, the fact that you think that's entertainment is crazy enough as it is. I don't care how you
Do you
describe it.
watch combat sports?
Do I watch what?
Is wrestling entertainment? Now, Prez, now wrestling, right? They be hitting each other with chairs. And wrestling, they be throwing midgets. Was that entertainment when Doink had the little midget and he was throwing Doink the crown midgets around? That was entertainment. People enjoyed that.
No, they didn't, because they ain't there no more. What are you talking about?
They ain't there right now because it's not the time for it. But back then, that was the time. Everything has a time, right?
Oh, this
You
is
can't keep
crazy.
doing stuff over and over. It get weak. I mean,
Hey, Prez, when's the last? How long Hornswoggle ain't been there, Prez? This school is word. Prez, just talk to Prez. I ain't looking for him.
Do you know? Okay, like people enjoy horse racing, right? Do you know after the horse race they have to give it Lasix because if they don't, it'll retain so much fluid and the horse can croak over and die. It's actually detrimental for a horse to race, like in the style and manner they race today.
Okay, let me ask you
But
a
people
question.
enjoy that. We don't call that barbaric.
Are you becoming bougie?
E Nicole, what up? Am I becoming bougie?
Yeah.
No, I'm not becoming bougie. I'm just saying.
Who like horse racing? Who like horse racing?
I like competition.
But I ain't asked you that. You avoid the question, sir. Who likes horse racing?
Y'all never watch horse racing?
No. You're not answering the question, sir. Who likes horse racing?
I did until I found out the conditions of the horse.
And who else?
People who watch it. There's a lot of black people who watch horse racing. Cut it out.
No, they
don't. People, man, you better research the history of cowboys because that was very popular back in our time. I'm not gonna say black people. I'm not the person to say black people invented everything, but black people used to race horses. They did.
No, sir. Cowboys or black people. I know that already. You can't beat me in the head with that. I didn't ask you that. Who likes horse racing? When you turn the Kentucky Derby on, who is at them damn races?
People.
Yeah, okay. And where's the country that started this midget throwing thing?
Australia.
And it wasn't Australia a bunch of prison people?
Well, I would say it was Aborigines there.
You see
Who said Australia? It was Aborigines there first, and they still there.
I know,
they didn't say who did it. They didn't say it was the Europeans of Australia.
Well, let's try this again.
Who
made that a prison colony? Who made that a prison colony then? You trying to be so slick. I'm going to get you. Okay, what is Europe? Who are they? And don't say black because Moors were not Europeans. So who are the Europeans?
At that time, there were swarthy people there too. Not Moors, but swarthy people.
First of all, that's swarthy with a THY. Second of all, they're not Europeans either. So we're not doing this.
I know they were burnt, but that's who inhabited the land.
Yeah, you bougie. Word is bougie, everybody.
I'm not bougie. I'm bourgeois.
Okay, see, that's even worse. That's closer to European than bougie. You had color in bougie. You want to be bourgeois. See what I'm saying?
I mean, that's how you pronounce it. When you speak French, it's bourgeois. It's not bougie. Is more of American dialect. I'm sleepy, bro. I'm sleepy. Y'all started with this.
Take your dreamy midget throwing self to bed.
My bad, I'm about to get in trouble.
Tay said y'all gotta go to HR tomorrow. You by yourself this time. Ain't nobody else going.
Blue, I don't get on this. I was talking about how they lied to you and how you are not a human with a soul, but you are a soul having a human experience. I equated it to being in a car and controlling the car, but not being the car. You know, right now we are being the car, you know, instead of being the soul inhabiting the car. That's what I was talking about. Then he started talking about me throwing midgets. So I got to defend myself. You know, and I do it with facts, and I just show facts. This ain't something. This is a sport. So If I'm an athlete, if I've been an athlete, I played baseball, basketball, and football. I was a 3-star athlete in high school. You know, I played all 3 sports. I didn't run track though.
Here we
I
go
tried,
again.
but I'm saying, so I'm an athlete.
Hey.
You know, I do martial arts. I enjoy working out. So, you know, competing in a sport where I get to toss something, then, you know, why not? It's there. It's not like I'm making this up. I could say if I was making it up, but I'm not.
BDB gonna put that on Family Feud. Him and the Word gonna have that competition. Special edition.
Make it a Jeopardy question. A whole category. When was midget tossing founded? What country did midget tossing? When did the Word announce that he wanted to compete in the midget toss? Make it a whole subject.
Yesterday.
But let me get out of here, man.
About it? Absolutely. I thank y'all for coming out tonight. Y'all was very patient with us for the past 40 minutes because this man was talking nothing but straight nonsense about this thing once again.
How was it nonsense when I presented all facts? Show me one fact. Say, look, everybody's just telling me how they feel about it, but logically, I make sense. You just don't want to admit it. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
It's okay. I prove if we in a court of public opinion, I will win every time.
Sir, they put a bunch of ones up in this court. There was a whole bunch of ones up in this court. You didn't want to listen to it. You tried to defend yourself.
Okay,
you don't want to
let me ask this question.
That's fine.
But see, I shut it down when I asked my question. Nobody wanted to respond because they was going about how they feel. Logically thinking, if there's a sport that exists, is it wrong for an athlete to compete in it? Is it wrong?
Really? That's what you want to do?
Yeah, I'm just asking a question.
I ain't hear you row a boat yet.
Oh, if you think it's wrong for someone to compete in a sport that exists already.
No, sir. I said I ain't heard about you rowing a boat yet.
I haven't rowed. Not competitively. I've rowed in a boat.
Why not? Why not? It's a sport. Why not?
Because I'm not good at it. I tried rowing a regular boat, not competing, and then you got to go to like an Ivy League school. Don't know black schools got rowing in it.
Ain't no black people doing no midget either, but you want that's on your bucket list. You see how that works? You see how you tripped up on yourself?
I can be the first. Who's this? Why shouldn't I be the first person? You know, black people might be better than everybody at throwing midgets. You never know until you try.
The same reason why you didn't practice to row the boat.
I can be the Jackie Robinson of midget tossing, bro. I can be the first black person.
You could have been a Jackie Robinson and rowing a boat. You didn't want to do that either. So we're not doing this. Stop it.
That wasn't my desire. You know, I tried it.
You tried it, but you never tried throwing a person. Now that's your bucket list.
I threw people in my life. I threw people before, and they wasn't midgets. Yeah, I threw people before. I didn't slam. I didn't went belly to belly and toss somebody over my head before. Like twice.
I power bombed people. I know what happened. You saw WrestleMania 1 and you like, damn, I want to do that. And then ever since then, you just gone crazy. You saw Hornswoggle get beat up by the Big Show. You are a bully. You don't even know what you're saying right now. You are a life coach and you're sitting there because you want to throw little people.
They want to be thrown. So how's that bullying?
How they want to be thrown? They don't even know you.
No, you keep mistaking me wanting to throw random midgets, and I don't. These are people who signing up to be thrown.
You still don't know them.
Why do I need to know them if they signing up to be thrown? How's that bullying? If they're volunteering to be thrown, then
you gotta know somebody to be a bully.
It's a league, bro. It's a sport. So boxers are bullied. So is boxers and wrestlers and people who compete in combats, are they bullies? Because I'm just throwing some random beating.
Hold on. Wait a minute, sir. So Mike Tyson wasn't a bully?
Was Muhammad Ali a bully?
Yes.
Muhammad Ali was a bully? Who did he bully? Who did Muhammad Ali bully?
Sonny Liston.
How did he bully him?
Because the man, he got hit with a phantom punch and never got up. You trying the wrong person here. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Now tell me that's not factual. Is that factual?
That's not a bully, bro. They both
you avoiding sir. You avoiding
they
the
both
answer. So is that
agree.
factual? They both agree to what? So now you're saying
They
boxing
agreed
fits?
to fight. No, they agreed to fight. If someone
The
agreed to fight,
man
how
did
is
not
someone
get,
bullying? What is the
sir. The
definition of
man
bullying?
to be afraid of somebody, and he submitted to that man. He submitted to Muhammad Ali. He did not get hit with a punch. He fell down and not got up and never fought him again. What are you talking about? That's a bully.
That is not a bully, bro. These two grown men contractually agreed to fight one another. Now, if Muhammad Ali went to Sonny Liston and start beating him up for no reason, that's a bully. And then you're in a sport where you have a referee and you have rules and regulations. It's not a bully. How is me going somewhere where people are willing to be thrown bully?
Now this is how you know you ought to be ashamed of yourself. The youngest person in the chat is telling you they felt bad for Sonny Liston. They wasn't even thought about when Sonny Liston had this fight.
How you feel bad for Sonny Liston? Sonny Liston was talking smack to Muhammad like he was gonna beat him. He wasn't afraid of that man.
How he not fight after that? What are you talking about? The man did not fight after that fight.
He didn't fight after that fight. There's a lot of people who fight in fights and don't fight after that fight.
The man got hit with a phantom punch. The man fell down off a phantom punch. You ain't listening to nothing I'm telling you.
In competition. Did he keep punching him after that?
The man fell down and was not hit. He got knocked out with a hit without being hit.
Well, that's because he decided. Big boy, what up, bro? My bad, I didn't see you.
That's because he was scared of the man and did not want to fight him. You are sounding real crazy out here. You Blue, I like how you avoided all of this. It's
Blue,
okay.
They keep bringing this word out. They keep talking. Now they saying I'm a bully because I want to throw somebody who want to be thrown. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You want to throw somebody half your size. Say it correctly.
Not a random person. Someone willing.
Word, you 6 feet tall, right? That's 72 inches, right? You trying to throw somebody that's like 40 inches, 36 inches.
But they're willing.
I don't give a damn if Jimmy crack corn. They half your size.
It's a competition. It's a sport.
Okay. You go ahead and have that sport.
And it's fair. I mean, where's the unfairness at?
Tay, stop laughing, Tay. This is not even funny, Tay. Don't laugh at him, Tay. You over here fueling him too. Don't do this.
No, because she know I'm right. Thank you, Tay. Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. She know I'm right. Ain't nothing wrong with throwing a midget if it's agreeable. I do not condone no one throwing a midget who does not want to be thrown and who is not in protective gear and is not in the sanctioned area. They have a league. Listen to you. Listen, you have to be responsible with stuff like this, just like drinking. You know, be responsible. They have leagues. This is not something that you just go outside and do.
Don't be responsible now, everybody. You don't listen.
I've never, if you listen from the beginning to the end, I always said I was going to go in a controlled environment to do so. I didn't never say I was just going to go outside and just grab some random person and toss them. I said, I'm going to where they do it at, where they have rules, regulations, they have safety hazards. They've been doing this for over 40 years. They got a whole system. There's a whole system down pat. So I'm pretty sure when I go, I will get a disclosure of how to properly throw a midget.
So slavery still exists. So slavery still exists. Is that right?
If people accept it, if the slaves are willing.
Ain't no slave.
Okay, then. So you can't compare it. These people are willing.
Yes, I can. Yes, I no, sir. Yes, I can. Because it's not right. I don't care how you view it. It's not right. They changed the law for slavery, and now they got a big old enterprise called prison, and you trying to make that sound right. You trying to justify throwing a little person as being okay.
It is okay.
Because they want it to be.
It's
Listen,
not comparable. You
I'm
talking
getting,
about something
I'm
that's
getting off this thing.
happening
You crazy.
without consent versus something that's happening with consent. You was better
What you
off
mean?
comparing it to a strip club. You better off
No.
comparing. Is it right for people to go watch women get naked, show their bare
What?
body? Is that right?
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Is that right?
That's
Is it?
that's natural. Yes,
How's
that's
that
natural.
natural? To go see random women naked, that's natural.
Yeah.
And dance around and gyrate and slide up and down poles, that's natural.
That's been going on for thousands of years. What the hell are you talking about?
Does it make it right?
Neither does throwing a midget, but you trying to justify that.
No, people
Thank you for
justify
proving
strip
my point.
clubs.
Thank you for proving my point. Thank you for proving my point.
What
You don't
point did I
even make sense.
prove? Yes, I do.
You just said that doesn't make it right, but you trying to justify
It
throwing a
doesn't
midget
make
as
it.
being okay.
I didn't say it was okay for you. I said it's okay for me.
So that means what? That means that it's all right for you, right?
I'm telling you, it exists and I'm doing
It's a simple yes or no, sir.
it.
Yes or
I'm
no?
not breaking any crimes. I cannot go to jail because I'm doing it in a controlled environment. I'm tossing them in a controlled
So
environment.
that's right. So because it ain't breaking the law, that's right.
Yeah, for me.
Oh, okay. I'm getting off this thing, y'all. I ain't even gonna feed this nigga no more. I'm getting out of here. I'm going in the chat. I'm gonna start some more shit in the chat. Y'all listen to Word if y'all want. He's tired. Mrs. Word, come send him to bed, Mrs. Word. Come on.
And we talk about combat sports all day where people
Press, stop
get hit
co-signing
in the
this, Fred.
head, people play football, get CTE, be brain damaged for the rest of their life. I'm talking about throwing a midget on a Velcro wall. How many midget tossing injuries have you heard of?
Nobody even never heard of it. Nobody never
Okay,
even
then. So
heard of it
you
until
haven't
you brought
heard of
this up.
anyone being hurt doing this in a controlled environment. You're proving my point.
So
There's no
football's not a controlled
fatality.
environment? Hold on, wait a minute. So football's not a controlled environment?
And look what happens.
I didn't ask you
No,
that. So
it's barbaric.
you keep
It's
it.
barbaric. It's barbaric. It's
It's
people slamming into each other. This ain't nobody slamming into each other. These people are landing on padded walls and padded floors. Where's the pad? The pads in football don't even protect the players, bro. That's why
That's
they
the,
keep coming up with new
but it's
technology, new
padded.
helmet.
But it's padded. But it's padded.
The field ain't padded.
Oh shit, boy, you got to answer for everything, but the fact that you were dead wrong. With that being
I'm
said,
not wrong. I'm not wrong. I can say if I made it up, but it exists already.
Because you half stepping. You don't even see what you half stepping. That's what everybody's sitting here laughing at you, looking all crazy. You half stepping. You trying to make one wrong and one right, and they both wrong.
I bet you more people after they sleep on this, they look at the facts. They will look at the facts and be like, you know what, Word got a point. Word got a point. And maybe it's not for them. You know, midget tossing ain't for everybody. Like basketball. Basketball ain't everybody's sport. You know, baseball ain't everybody's sport. Boxing ain't everybody's sport. So midget tossing may not be everyone's sport, but it is a sport that exists. So, I mean, we can agree to disagree upon that. Is it a sport? Do they have a league? Do they have an LLC?
No.
It's right there. Proof is in the pudding. What are you talking about?
I know. Yeah, okay. You're right.
It's right there. It may not be a national pastime sport,
that's
but
the
it's a
difference between an
sport.
argument and a disagreement. He trying to start an argument. I'm just disagreeing with him, everybody. That was part of the conversation tonight. I'm just trying to tell y'all what's happening. Yeah, thank you. Night, Commander. I'm following you, Commander. We're about to dance off. Come on, dance off. Come on, dance off.
See,
with that being said, yo, I ain't listening to Word no more. I'm getting on the panel. He about to have this conversation with the Word and the 9 we trust and all of that stuff circling his name. He about to have that conversation with them. With that, y'all, I'm out of here. I'm not listening to Word. He about to finish this thing by himself. Y'all stop laughing at him because y'all making him y'all fueling him and he looking crazy by the second. With that being said, I'm out, y'all. I'm coming in the chat with y'all. I'm out of here. Bye.
Now, that was Brother Gary, right? And it's cool. y'all just saying this, agree to disagree. You know, midget tossing is a sport. They have LLCs, it's business, been going on for 40 years. It's back, right? It's there, it exists, you know. So if people can punch each other in the face for a living, you know, I can help out, you know, an economy by tossing a midget. I'm not going outside doing it to any random midget. That is wrong. That is wrong. That's not consent, you know. I don't believe in it. You know, I believe in doing things the right way if it get, you know, so, you know, go to a competition, you know, where they do it under a license and guidance. They probably got a commission and everything. I don't know. I'm about to look into it. But let me get out of here. And remember, it's Gary's fault we talked about this for the last hour. I was trying to go to sleep. But y'all know what I always say. Care about how you feel, and these are the conversations that create nations. And if I say anything to resonate with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody, help me spread the word. But until next time, we out. I'm gonna just end it tonight.